Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fan cams. I feel like I've already lost track of what round this is because the pain won't stop. If that was not one of the worst games of football that I have ever paid to watch, I don't know what is. I feel like I should have been paid to watch that game. That was incredibly painful on many levels. Hello to everyone here. Yeah, it's painful right now, guys. I'm not going to lie. And you're probably going to have to get used to this intro because I'm probably going to be saying it a lot for the rest of this season. I actually don't know where our next win, a win, is going to come from, I should say. I have no idea. There's no way we're beating West Coast in West Coast. Does anyone think we're beating Melbourne at Gather Round? I have absolutely no idea if we're going to get any joy this year. I think when a team is performing this, I mean, thank you for making me laugh, chat. I will say that. Thank you so much. I've been reading some of the comments as soon as I dropped in here, and you are making me smile. Herbatron is here, and that makes my heart happy. Hello, Herb. I love you. But I think when a club is performing this so far below this expectation, I mean, our expectations were low, but this is like surpassing on spectacular levels below ground zero. I think it's just way too simplistic to say it's just personnel or it's just system or it's just effort. It feels like a complete misalignment across the entire ecosystem of the club right now, on field anyway. There are obviously elements of the system that clearly aren't holding up under pressure, and the pressure wasn't even that high tonight. It was okay. I don't know anybody who watched it at home, tell me what the vibe was like, because being at the game, it was flat. Not even North Melbourne fans were getting up and about. It was more sighing than there was cheering or energy. I know they won, but yeah, it didn't feel like you'd be happy because you won, but man, it was awful. So I think there is obviously the system is broken, but I think also a system is only ever as good as or as strong as the conviction with which it's executed. And right now, that conviction, particularly from some of the senior players in that midfield, is super shaky, and that is on the players. There's also now this extra layer, this extra psychological piece that it's the harder part to quantify, but it's so glaring to me now. The confidence has dipped to extreme levels, and the players are caught now between instinct and what they're actually instructed to do. So this is what we get when that's happening, when they want to be playing on instinct and instructed to play on instinct, but they also, in the back of their heads, I can see them thinking, oh, wait, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to run? And it makes me uncomfortable to actually watch Farrow and Johnson and these younger guys confused and looking around for leadership and just not having it. It's uncomfortable to watch. Thank you. I feel like I'm getting some sympathy in the chat, so I appreciate that. I mean, what a time to start a fan channel. Oh my God, why did I do this? Why did I do this? I'm not even a year old, guys. Do you know I'm not even a year old? There's the chat. Surely some of you, some new faces are going to appear in my green room. I am certain of it, so I don't have to do this on my own. You're right. Way too many hospital handballs. The skills awful. And it got to the point where they're just waiting for us to turn it over. They are actually actively sitting outside the contest and waiting for us to just turn it over, knowing that we will, and then pouncing and capitalising. Admittedly, they didn't do that much better with the ball, but I think I want to acknowledge that the fight was better tonight. The fight was 100% better. And I say 100% better because it was so poor last week. It was there, and there were particular individuals who fought to the end and actually gave a shit. But there are a couple of, I tell you what, I really don't want to drop names because it's still raw, but I feel a little bit of rage from some of the senior players. I do. I really do. I just want to say also, if anybody even tries to say a bad word about Peter Wright tonight, I'm probably not in the mood. Now, you can say what you like, ultimately, of course. But, man, he had a good game. Really good game. Yes, he probably should have marked a couple. He also did not get it. First 2 rounds, I have not noticed the umpires all that much. I think they've probably umpired pretty well on a whole. But this was really bad. Really, really badly umpired. How many back with the flights were our players taking, and how many front-on contacts did they not get? I knew when we didn't get that holding the ball in the pocket there, that most obvious holding the ball to Jackson Pryor, beautiful tackle. It was all going to shit. Oh, don't even start me on this guy. Absolute fucking filth, like filth. My respect for this guy was at high, like through the roof before tonight. That is just disgusting. If anybody tries to defend that, just detach from that person, honestly. Detach. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. I'm really glad that I got some happiness, fleeting happiness early because we knew it wasn't coming. Yeah, thank you, Geordie. I appreciate that. I really do. You want to see me throw something? Honestly, if there's one player who I want to send to Siberia, I do. We'll see how we go tonight. Yeah, good. Yes, more of this. In fact, this might sustain me. Yeah, he did. I thought Caldwell early especially was tackling again to hurt. And look, we beat them in tackles. Our pressure was up. We really did try. We did. The effort was there. Yeah, Rhapsody. But I want to overcomplicate shit. I do. I want to analyze it and get to the bottom of it. With all of you, of course. All right. Let's talk to the Windy Hill Windsock with a different background tonight.
Backs against the wall.
Oh, ouch.
It's only one of 2 that StreamYard allow you to pick as well. So I thought I'd go with this one.
I mean, why back down off that? That was good. What do we think?
A few minutes to sugarcoat what was
Herbie loves your work. If you're getting the thumbs up from Herb, you've I don't know.
He's a legend. Can you hear me though? I'm trying to talk and I'm getting no reaction.
Your internet it's your internet.
Can you hear me?
Oh no. If the Wi-Fi gods, if the internet gods have any affection for me, please don't make this a difficult internet night.
Well, it sounds like I'm back. Am I back?
All right, you're back. Good. All right, I think we got you.
All right, good. Anyway,
right,
I'll keep it quick. So I'm sure you'll have a group of people. I'm not going to allow the last 10 minutes or whatever to sugarcoat the performance. Look, we're abject. We really are. And look, I've come to the conclusion. It hit me last week. I think Brad Scott, it is time to go. I'm sorry, but he was the right man for the job when he was brought in. I think he's made contributed to some really important off-field changes that we've made. Not least the list manager. And I think he had a large hand in that. So I think he deserves credit for sort of blocking out the noise, blocking out the dysfunction. We know Essendon is it's a dysfunctional family. It's the Manson family. It's the Adams family. It is a motley crew at the best of times. But some of the things that we're just seeing week after week, and it's got nothing to do with talent, I don't think. I think it's just 2 things for me. One's the ball movement. And I was stupid enough, I got sucked into buying one of these robot vacuum cleaners. Have you ever seen them work, or have you got one?
I don't have one myself, but I know how they work. Don't they just run themselves into the wall over and over?
Well, this is what they do, yeah. Instead of going in one direction, they sort of move a bit to the left, then they hit the wall, then they go backwards a bit, then they spin
Why does
around.
that sound familiar? Why is that
Exactly.
sounding familiar?
And they haven't sucked up anything. They've done nothing other than burn a hole in your wallet. So
Do you know what?
Troitsky-
It's like I paid money to go watch a robo vacuum back itself up against a wall tonight.
Correct. And they're about as effective as one of those things as well. Like they are shit. So that's how we move the ball. We really do. I think there were times we tried to be more direct, but there are other times players are streaming through half back and it's like, oh no, I've got to handball it. I've got to look for the next option and the option's not there. It's behind me. And then we, again, just like the robot vacuum, we're going this way, we're going that way, we're going backwards and nothing eventuates. But the worst, I mean, again, I don't know. I couldn't be a coach. Brad Scott knows more than I do in one hair follicle on his testicle than I do in my whole body. But what he's been unable to do is change the fact that team after team, it is like a training run out of our defence. It is just ridiculous. And I know we're a slow team. I don't think the new interpretation of the rules suits our team. I know
Certainly
that's not necessarily Brad's fault.
Certainly doesn't suit some of our players.
But the fact that it is so easy, we're not a good team. We know this, but the way we just roll over, like we work so hard and repeat efforts to score a point, and then they just stream down the other end and just, I mean, there's a reason we kicked poorly tonight. It was often because we were having shots under pressure on the angle, etc. Whereas North Melbourne just streaming, kick to a man 35 metres out directly in front, bang, goal. Yeah. So, these systemic problems, we look a bit demotivated, we look a bit out of ideas, and what are we going to wait for?
Did you think they looked demotivated? I thought there was more like breakdown in kind of connection and alignment out there. Like there was no synergy, rather than like just a giving up of effort, or I don't know. Yeah. That's how it felt at the ground anyway. Maybe different on TV.
No, they definitely had a crack early for sure,
yeah,
and then at the end, I guess I'm looking at the full body of work over the 3 weeks. But the reality is, like, what are we going to wait for with Brad? Are we waiting for it to suddenly click? Are we waiting for the players to suddenly get the game plan, to suddenly have the synergy? Are we waiting for skills to somehow improve? And again, like Brad Scott, what has he got to do with Reid missing that target in the third quarter as an example? Nothing, right? But there's just something going on in these players' heads, and I don't necessarily even think it's Brad's fault, but I think he's cooked, and I think it's time for a change. There's no point riding out this season with those abject performances again and again and again. And that's my opinion, and I say it with a heavy heart, and I don't say it lightly, but there's just nothing changing. And so that's it. I reckon it's time to bring someone else in, and somebody I think it has to be a really well-credentialed, ideally premiership coach, and the players just, like the senior players, will just fall into line. So somebody who has gravitas and has the seniority that he can drop players without any fear. So a really strong-willed person is what we need.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that a new coach comes in and fixes this. I think we lack. I think these kids need on-field direction and leadership, and we don't have that. And I think you can impart the best system, most simplified system, but if on field, when momentum is swinging, when they're dropping their heads, when things are not going right, if you don't have players there to organize shit, to straighten them up, I just think we're going to get the same result, or I'm dubious that we're going to get the same result. And I agree with Muzz here. I think literally every missed target, every missed smother zapped our energy, and I could not agree more. It felt, you could almost see the energy zapped from them, literally, and they would go in their shells a little bit for a second. They'd try and try, but it's just zapping the energy every single contest. And then it felt like we rolled down a hill, literally, and you could see what was coming. I'm interested. Yeah, I don't know. So you think, you think that we do it like mid-season right now? You don't think we carry out the year?
Well, again, what are we waiting for? Are we going to wait for more terrible performances, more noise, more like how many people were there tonight, by the way? It didn't look great.
One thing we do, and aside from all the legends who are here watching and everyone's support, if you're here, please make sure you're subscribed and hit that like button. It helps so much, and I appreciate you all so very much. But my point is, aside from all the legends here watching and the ones who will watch in the future, we show up, we turn out. There was a good convert of supporters there. Tavet is coming in 40,000.
40,000, that's not bad. Not bad.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic for a club who has not given us no motivation to want to go and watch our team. That is hope. That is hope. And I know we're in the shit. I do. But fuck, let us never lose that, because it sets us apart. It really does. I know we're in the shit. I do. I'm so sorry. I wish I could fix it for us all. I can't, but this is something very special that we have. A hope. It's probably misguided, and there's no evidence why we should have it, but honestly, we turn up. We do. And I am proud of that. I'm proud of our supporter base for that. One thing I'm not proud of, Solution, and this is something I'm seeing from the pro herd people, and no disrespect to any of you in the chat here who I'm sure have all very good opinions, but there are actually people who are giddy at the fact that we're losing right now and the fact that we're in the shit right now, because for some warped, icky part of in their brains, it's going to mean that this Messiah comes back and fixes it all. And I just can't get on board. What's your take on that?
Yeah. So I loved James Hird as a player. I thought he was a good coach, by the way. I think he was disproportionately and punitively treated by the football world during the saga. That was an industry problem, by the way, and Essendon were made a scapegoat. We made mistakes, but Essendon were made a scapegoat of an industry problem, and James Hird was made chief scapegoat, and he was, I think, very unfairly treated, and I'll never forgive some of the media that hounded him into a really dark place. Mainly Caroline Wilson, yes, that is correct. However, to the herd sexuals out there,
that's brilliant.
I am sorry. The thought that James Hird is the best man for the job right now is fanciful. I mean, if you like the 2000s so much, if you like year 2000 so much, or the late 90s, go and get a Nokia phone, throw out your smartphone, play some Snake, go and listen to some Oasis, like whatever you want to do. James Hird's, he's been in and out of the system recently, but he's not the best man for the job. And maybe there's a path one day where he is is the right man. But to suggest that he's the best man for the job right now, I think is laughable. Just like Solomon, people are saying, "Oh, let's just parachute Solomon into the job." What? Because he was a hard nut, great premiership player, who again has had a couple of years back in the coaching system, and is part of this debacle now. By the way, like why? Take us back to 2000. Yeah,
it's irrational. It's fucking irrational. Now, chat.
Yeah.
You have a point of view from someone who grew up idolizing James Hird in The Solution. I have the stance that he was not my childhood hero. I know of him because I've seen his highlights. I see how people like The Solution and the rest of you, speak about him and his aura, and I appreciate that. And I think he's a wonderful, wonderful human and a great character. But I have the stance, an unbiased stance. And when I think of James Hird, the thought of him coming back to coach, all I associate with him is the saga. Now, he was treated horrifically and it wasn't his fault, rightly or wrongly, but he was at the head of the ship, right? If you're blaming Brad Scott for being at the head of this ship, well, he was at the head of that ship. So, and I know a lot of people who associate that with the saga. That is what's called going backwards. That is what is called putting all your hopes in one person to come back and possibly coach for a redemption story, for a personal redemption story. And that's not what's best for the football club, because it's not putting the football club whole first. It's not putting the football club first. It's putting an individual first. I want redemption for James Hird too. I want redemption more for Joe Watson's fucking Brownlow. That's what I will never get over, ever, ever. I'll never get over that, and never get over being kicked out of finals, banned players. But I am over making one man or one person bigger than this entire club. I want to move forward. I want to move past this heaviness that this club has now.
Can we also say, why are we dragging James Hird into this? I'm sure the last thing he wants is his name being brought up every 2 seconds. And I suspect he doesn't want to coach anyway. I can't think, if I'm James Hird, I can't think of a worse career move than to coach the Essendon Football Club. If you want to get back and become a coach, get into the system and maybe move to, coach another club. But I'm sure he does not want his name dragged into all this speculation about Brad Scott right now.
And it's not even that I don't necessarily think it's not that I think he's a bad coach. It's that I think that it would be for the wrong reasons and for the wrong motives. And are we never going to learn our lesson? Ever?
Yes, because he was an Essendon champion. That's why.
There's a redemption arc. That is, it's not palatable to me, and I don't like that. I'm not saying that Brad Scott's the man. Obviously, I think you all can appreciate that now, but I don't like it. So anyway, I think we're deep in the shit, but we're all going through it together, aren't we?
Well, last night I went and saw the Wu-Tang Clan, and we are in the 36 chambers of death. There's a shout out to 90s and 2000 people.
That's gone over my head.
You don't know what I said just then, do you?
No idea what you're talking about, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support and for joining us. Fan favourite, lots of love.
No worries. Good luck tonight. I assume the fan cams will finish about 3 a.m. So I look forward to.
I usually say until we all feel better, but I'm not sure I'm going to feel better, because do you know why I'm not going to feel better? Mainly not because there's the Dogs next week, but because I don't know if we're going to get a win this season. I don't think we're going to get one single win this season.
That's why we need to change something. We need to change something to at least start playing some better football. Not even about wins, playing some better football, making it a better experience for fans, for the young players, and for everyone.
Yeah, preach. Thanks so much, Solution. I'll talk to you.
Peace out.
Good night. Bye. Yeah. Oh. You're right, Andrew. statistically, history suggests that past players don't make good coaches and don't take you to the promised land. And for those, I'm sorry, I'm dying on this hill. It is a redemption story. If you can't read into the psychology of that or even appreciate that, I've got nothing for you. Hello, Corey.
And I thought last week was bad because this was 10 times worse. Wowee.
Oh, wait, do we think it was?
Oh, to me, it was just with the way the performance was with just, for 3 quarters, I thought we were really piss poor, to be honest.
Okay. Fair enough.
It was, if I could start with any positives, the 2 players that I could actually put positives on were Lockie Blackiston and Peter Wright. They were the 2 players I generally thought that gave effort for 90% of the game, and actually looked like they gave a damn. The rest were just passengers to me and had more impact than what I would on a football field at the moment. And I'm not even playing. That's how bad they were. It was horrible.
Just quietly, I'm so happy for 2 meter. Like, I really am. He really deserves the credit. I know it was a low bar and he's had a putrid start to the season, but he could have done what the other leaders did or older players, and he didn't. So I'm sorry. I'm probably going to mention it, and you're just going to have to take me as I am, chat. I'm probably going to mention it another 15 times throughout the night. So bear with me.
Nah, that's 100%, and I agree with you. He played really well tonight. He did almost as better as Blackiston in the ruck. He kicked 2 goals from outside 50, just what you want to have as a key forward. We just didn't have blokes that could jump on his back and follow him, and that was was very, very disheartening to see guys like Cooper Trembath and to make look like prime Wayne Carey. I'm sorry, but Jackson Pryor had 6 goals kicked on him tonight. Like, seriously. To the VFL you go, son.
Zach Reid. Talk to me about Zach Reid. I'm starting to get a little bit worried. His confidence is very, very low.
I think it's not. I'll just talk about Zach Reid, but his confidence is exactly what Archie Perkins has confidence has been for his entire career. He had glimpses and he had moments where last year he played 12, 13 games of really, really good footy, and then he got injured, obviously. But just to start this year, I'm glad he's not injured, but he just doesn't have any confidence in what we're doing, I think, as a back 6 as a whole. But he just doesn't have confidence in taking those intercept marks, going for those risky kicks where he does have a good, reliable, like kick and handball, I believe, but just isn't confident enough, unfortunately.
Yeah. Again, there's no one down there I feel like, who goes over to him and says, "Hey, just breathe. Your body knows how to play football, and it's good at playing football. Get out of your head and just play to your strengths," because he's not showing half of the player that I know I saw last year.
I totally agree. Like, at some stages last year, he was looking like one of the better key defenders in the AFL at one point, and I'm not afraid to say that. But he's just gone back into his shell. So unfortunately, we have to keep playing him because he's the only decent option we have, because I don't think we have enough tall key stocks in the VFL that can cover him if we were to drop him. And I'm not saying we should, but it's unfortunate with Zach Reid. I really hope he turns it around.
Yeah, so do I. We can't waste. He was my most precious commodity at the start of this year. He was the guy that I thought we had to keep on the park as the most. Also with Caddy, who, God, the poor guy. At one point in the third quarter, when it was all really going to shit, he was walking towards, and I was sitting behind the goals on level 2, and he was walking back towards goal after North had predictably run the length of the ground and kicked a goal easily. And he'd made a bit of a blue, but he was walking back to the square, and he did this. And he was like turning on himself, and my God, my heart was breaking, because I tell you what, he's probably the furthest from our problems as you can get, but he just gives such a shit, Corey. He gives so many shits. This guy, he is the heartbeat. He feels like it's the heartbeat of the club right now for me.
100% he is, but also I thought, even though I didn't say it in the positive point of view. I thought Isaac Kako's effort was really, really good. Yes, his disposal by foot was pretty poor. He did kick a nice goal, though. I'll give him that. But his effort and not giving up, despite when he was absolutely cooked and he couldn't run, he still kept trying when others were giving half paced, or they just didn't give it a stuff, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he had lots of midfield time, didn't he?
Which was good, and I think they need to do that more often.
Yeah. What I've seen mixed. This is an interesting chat, actually. Let's talk about this guy, because I've seen mixed opinions on him. But Cole Langford, he had a really good first half, I thought. He obviously played on the wing most of the game, given Fiorini was out. But he was really getting up and down the ground really, really well. But I'm not sure. I think it kind of went downhill from there. This was watching him off the ball as well, being at the ground. I don't know what it looked like on TV.
Basing it on what I saw on TV and just vision I've seen of just people like having Snapchats and things and videos of the game from today, his first half was really good, and I agree with that 100%. But the unfortunate part about it is, and the commentary kept mentioning it, every time we turned it over, regardless if it was Langford or if it was anyone else in the forward half, they kept using that word demoralised. And you could, I don't know, on the TV, like sounds, you could hear just a sigh and just a groan of frustration and anger by both supporter bases, because we just turned it over so many times. We turned it over 65 times in the first half combined, Essendon and North Melbourne. You don't usually do that in a game of football.
Yuck. Yeah, it was flat. It was a really flat atmosphere, really flat.
And another crazy stat and a crazy fact, Zach Merritt had his lowest disposal game in 9 years.
Well, let's talk about him for a second before I let you go.
Yep. I
don't give a like, I'm going to be pretty blunt with you. So if you are a big fan of Zach Merritt, you might want to turn it off here.
I was blunt too. You'll be right.
I'm just going to get yelled at, but it's fine. What's honestly at this point, I don't give a shit that he was being tagged today, because he could not have cared a single iota for fighting through a tag, for fighting for any moment. There was very, very little shits to give for him, undeniably.
He's mentally checked out, and I think he knows that. And I think the playing group know that too. But it obviously just doesn't seem like it, because if he talks in the media, they'll play it off and they'll have their media training where they can speak and they'll go, no, I'm committed to Essendon, I'm committed to the cause, etc., etc. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. We should have taken the two first round draft picks. I couldn't give a damn if we took Huswaite, because he's mentally checked out, and he's just sayonara, mate. Sayonara.
I know Will. I know he may have led the team for tackles, but if you watched him, there was no intent, again, I compare it to the energy that was kind of coming from at least Caldwell's just trying. And actually, the other one we haven't mentioned was Durham. His decision-making. What's happened to his decision-making?
His disposal always hasn't been the cleanest. He's always been a hard, aggressive footballer, but he just doesn't compose himself, or he doesn't have the communication around him to tell him that he's clear, that he's got 1 or 2 meters on his opponent to actually lower his eyes better to hit the targets. And one of the comments just says, does is in his head. 100% he's in his head. But
Yeah, bad.
A lot of players are, I believe. It's not just. It's 90%. It's 90% mental, 10% skill, and the mental side of the game, Essendon, the playing group and the coaching group, are absolutely cooked.
Yeah. All right. Well, last word from you. Where do we go from here, in your opinion? What do you want to see?
Well, let's see. I would want to bring in Elijah Sardis in. He had 32 disposals today in the VFL. Played really well. I'd probably give Roby and Edwards another game in the VFL just to keep their form up, just because they played really well today, and kudos to the VFL side. They got their first win, so hallelujah. We can celebrate that positive. They would be the next 2 or 3 that I'd want to bring in. Jade Gresham, nice knowing you, mate. Hand in your resignation. Matt Guelphy, probably same thing. No input, but yeah, from a positive point, like I said, Kako, Wright, Caddy, guys like that who actually give a damn. Build around those guys because they're the ones you want to be around long term. And I'll go to a game and support those guys who actually want to be there.
Yeah, well said. Thanks, Corey.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Talk to you soon. Good night.
Yes.
Big Ginger, good boy. So happy for you. I mean, he needed to do it, granted. Don't get me wrong. Like, wasn't good enough. But you get a chance to respond, you respond. And he did. So good on you, Ginger. Oh, sorry, Moby. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. I adore you. Matthew, thank you. This is below even VFL standards. Sick to my guts. Yeah, it does feel a bit sickly right now, doesn't it? Angus, Paul, Chris, big love to all of you. Let's have a chat to Angus. Hello.
Hello, Fiona. How are you?
Look, I'm getting better and better by the minute. How are you?
I'm excellent. I just want to shout out our Discord group chat. We're all big fans of your channel, Professional Washers.
Thank you. Oh, my gosh, I told you. I did promise someone that I was going to look into that, didn't I? I've had a lot going on, but I'll make my way there soon, I promise.
Oh, okay. We'll have to send you the link, I think. We'll put it in the link somewhere. We have to kick someone out, though, but what do you think of a game tonight, Fiona?
Can you only have so many people in at one time?
Yeah, it's like 10 or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What do you think of a game?
Yeah, it was painful. It felt painful watching it. I felt like I was dropping my head every 3 seconds. What did you think?
Oh, I was more annoyed with the crowd. We had these fucking unbearable, sorry, I shouldn't swear, unbearable North Melbourne people. These unbearable North Melbourne supporters sitting behind me, just talking about psychology all night. It was so annoying.
I mean, wait. I need some more details, Angus. They're talking about psychology. I mean, psychology of the game or just random psychology?
Just random people that I work with. They're psychologists, apparently. I need one after watching that crap tonight. Honestly.
I mean, when the game is that bad, you just kind of don't want to talk about the game.
No, that's true. Like, I think I got Macca's on my way home because, like, you know, I like to indulge myself after. I like to indulge myself after the game. And the poor lady was like an Essendon supporter. She goes, "Oh, how was it? Didn't look good." I'm like, "No, poor young lady. She's got a whole life ahead of her of pain, unfortunately." But no,
what did you say to her?
I said, "Look, you should probably have like." She was like 16 or something. So I told her it's not too late to get out. That's what I told her. It's not too late.
But maybe she's got more years ahead of her to possibly have it turned.
Nah.
No.
I said that when I was 16. I'm 28 this year, so.
Okay. So what's the biggest problem? What's the biggest problem, Angus, for us?
One thing I noticed tonight, because I was there sitting up on level 3, most of the time they get the ball, right, which is great. And then they go to pass it, and it's like, okay, cool. And then they decide not to pass it, even though their option was open. So many times they go kick in the middle, the option was on, they decide not to do it. And then they go, oh, we'll go this way. Oh, no one there, so I'll go back to there. And North Melbourne closed it down all the time. And then it's just like, and then when they do it, it's like, they mess it up, kick it out in full or whatever, and then they stop taking the game on again. Then until it was about 5 goals down, then there's some to try and hit blokes. Like, I think Al Hooley hit Parish in between, like, 3 North guys. I don't know how he marked it, by the way. It's like, Parish needs to be dropped, by the way. I'm sick of him. But yeah, I'm just sick of it. I don't think they're mentally there. Like, they just keep doubting themselves. I don't know how they fix it or whatever. Maybe those North Melbourne supporters can get their psychologist friend on there, but I don't know.
I reckon we just hire every psychologist in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Get him down to the hangar.
Yeah, and I think you said something about Nate Caddy dropping his head before or something. Was that correct?
He got upset at himself, and it was painful for me to see that because he was trying his guts out, and he holds our hope in his hands.
Yeah, I think we had a similar moment. When Archer May kicked a point, I saw about 5 or 6 blokes just drop their heads after he missed that.
Mm.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, here we go. And then I think like 5 or 6 blokes dropped their heads, and then they just went down the other end and kicked a goal. I'm like, oh, that's and the exact same thing when I think Merritt had a shot. They all went to celebrate, and it's like, no, you missed it by quite a mile. Like you missed it by like wasn't close. You missed it by quite a while. Quite a lot. And
Yep.
they all went over to celebrate, and just like they just refused to defend half the time in that third quarter. I was like, yeah, it was terrible.
The third
Terrible,
quarter was
Fiona.
awful. The third quarter was, dare I say it, demoralising. Maybe
Yeah.
we all need tattoos now that say
Yeah.
demoralised, because I feel like a tattoo is lasting, and this feels right now. This
Yeah.
feels like it's going to last forever. I
Yeah.
know it probably won't, and maybe probability suggests otherwise, or maybe it doesn't.
Yeah.
But this is
Yeah.
painful. This is painful, Gus.
Yeah, and I want people to apologise to Peter Wright because I thought he was our second best player behind Blackstone tonight. Like some of his kicks inside forward 50, he doesn't even
Beautiful.
get from. But some of the kicks he was delivering to our forwards inside forward 50 or around the arcs, but he doesn't get from his own teammates is unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
it was almost like a guy who was delivering. You're right, exactly how he wants it delivered to him.
yeah,
He was lowering the eyes. It was beautiful little
Yeah.
tepid kicks, taking the
yeah,
the air out of the ball a little bit and just
Yeah.
lacing them out. Beautiful.
yeah. Even like Archer May did it to like Kako at one point. I'm like, these guys don't even do it. Like it's unbelievable. But
Yeah.
I was I got a footy with my dad tonight, and someone who really missed, I reckon, is like Nick Martin, like for sure, just missing that bit of class. Someone who wants to take the game on, like yeah,
Yep.
no one wants to take the game on until it's like too late.
Yeah, so
So-
true. Junk
But-
time, late quarter, when it's all
Yeah.
too late. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
That's Jai Caldwell at the moment, by the way. He always seems to pop up with a goal in the last quarter at the moment. It's like
true.
to me, he gets like 5 or 6. Like he inflates his stats. Gresham did it in the last. He only had 4 touches, and he comes alive in the last quarter. And
Well, Guelphy in was an interesting call for me as well. I'm not sure
yeah, I
that
don't know.
bringing Guelphy in ahead of a Jaden Ewan or a Kondo or a Huss is better.
Yeah, well,
I know
Kondo
they're kids and they just need to develop and get some touch, but that was
Yeah.
weird.
Kondo didn't play VFL today, I don't think. But
Neither did
Guelphy was-
Huss.
No, well, he was
Yep.
carryover emergency, I think, but Kondo wasn't
Yep.
an emergency. But
Yeah,
no, Guelphy was ordinary last week in the VFL, which I found bizarre. And
I thought he was too.
I've defended Brad a lot, but yeah, tonight I don't know, not convinced after tonight. But
Fair enough.
that guy was going on to rant about James Heard. So Doggo, he's watching this, my friend Doggo. Jimmy Hurd's not the answer. I think if we do go for someone, it has to be something completely different. Can't be Jimmy.
Yeah, well said, Angus. Thank you so much. Well done on your
Right.
Bomber Banter debut.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
I'll be back. Have
Killed
a good
it. I
night.
loved it. Well
Bye-bye.
done. Bye, Gus. Bye. Shout out quickly to Albert. I mean, I know you give me a hard time on Twitter, and thank you for pointing out that I am running at a 3 since starting Bomber Banter. We're 3 out of 18. 3 wins out of 18 since starting this channel. So thanks for pointing out, Albert. But I'm joyful that you're here. Hello, Matthew.
Hey Fiona, how's it going?
I mean, I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, well, we're going.
True.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you
I'm
for.
actually Angus's mate. I'm Doggo, so
Oh, you're Doggo. Oh,
Doggo
okay.
from
Sorry,
the
you were about
Discord
to
chat,
try and
so-
convince me why James Heard should get the role.
yeah, I'd like to. I will speak about that for sure. So,
Okay.
I mean,
Hit me.
I've been saying it for a while, as Angus knows. Like clearly nothing's gonna fix everything straight away, right? It's a mess. It's an absolute bomb site. But what do you do then, right? So I mean, there's plenty of good coaches out there. There's Ken Hinkley out there. There's Longmire. These are great coaches. That's fine, but nothing's gonna fix it straight away. But what will help is a bit of inspiration. No one available brings the inspiration to the club that James Hird would. That's just fact. When he was here last time, we were playing off for top spot in round 18, 2013. And then we got kicked out of finals for no reason, so it sort of dropped off a bit. But anyway, we were kicked out for no reason. But we were flying until that point. Then he was banned for no reason in 2014. So you can't mention him for that. And then 2015, we started off on fire again. We had that awesome game against Hawthorn where Hooker kicked the goal at the end. And then Twiiter appealed to their corrupt court where, they've never lost a case and they employed the judges and, it's all above board. And then they broke the back. So Herd's a great coach. If you watch him on Footy Furnace, you watch him on Classified, he's a brilliant mind. He brings inspiration to this club. He's got unfinished business. And we would have gone there last time, but for some reason, Dave Barham let Jordan Lewis and Robert Walsh pick our coach. Two Essendon haters. One, literally Essendon haters pick our coach. They were never, ever, ever going to pick James Hird. Hirdy might as well have pulled out at that point. So Welsh needs to correct that weak decision from Barham to let these outside idiots that that hate Essendon choose our coach. I'm very passionate about it, but it's good. It's James Hird or bust.
All right. I'm getting the feeling that he was a childhood hero of yours, was he?
Well, I mean, when I started watching footies around 2006, so it was around his retirement. But I kind of more remember him as the coach. But he's an Essendon man. I'm an Essendon man. My dad used to work for the club. It is disgusting at the moment having this guy that just he's so anti-Essendon, Brad Scott. It's just not.
I think that is conspiratorial. No, he's not anti-Essendon. Why would he be?
Sorry. He's against us, but he played for a club that hated Essendon back in the day, and he coached a club that, you know what I'm saying? Obviously he's trying for us now, but it just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't.
I'll give you. Look, you've done pretty well, and just like a very put together human and a self-aware human, I am open to other points of view and to have my opinion changed. But I will give you the aura. I will give you that. I think he will have an aura, but I can't get over the fact that there would be another piece to it that I don't think it would be best for the club. But I do think he has an incredibly good footy mind, and yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to say my response to that is some people will say we can't have him back, everyone's going to be talking about drugs and this and that and this and that. Well, I tell you what, the more we hide away from it, we're not going to move on from it. The moment we take him back, we've accepted it. It's a part of our history. It's part of who we are. It is what it is. We don't care anymore. That's when we move on, not by just shying away from it forever.
Yeah, but wouldn't it feel like going back towards the blow up and the trauma of what that period was, and this would. So, are you saying that it wouldn't feel like a redemption arc to you?
Well, I'm sure it would definitely feel like that, but it's not the only reason. I just think he's a good coach, ultimately.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so I mean, I don't need to ask what you think needs to happen, but do you think it needs to happen now, or do you think that it would do us no good to do it abruptly and to wait to the end of the season?
I don't think there's much purpose in doing it right now. I mean, as much as it would make me happy, but as soon as you sack the coach and a caretaker comes in, the season is a write-off. And I mean, it is anyway, but we're still trying. We're still got to try, right? So I think at least the midway point is you've got to try, even though it's failing clearly. I wouldn't do it right now, but I think it's coming for sure.
You think it is coming? Did you? Yeah, you were obviously at the game. You were at the game, Matthew?
No, I actually live interstate, so I watched it on TV.
Oh, okay. A friend of mine texted me before the game saying that on the coverage they were saying that the board or the leaders behind the scenes had said to Brad Scott to just focus on coaching the group, and that Solomon had said that he's not interested in the role. Can you clarify that? Because I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, so apparently they said on Fox Footy that Solomon has had discussions with higher ups that he's not looking to knife Brad. We're not looking for Brad's job. He's here to support Brad. So he's not obviously for a caretaker role, but yeah, he said that. Well, it was reported that he said to power brokers that he's not looking for the job. He's behind Brad.
Okay. And what about in terms of the hierarchy also telling Brad that, not that I don't think the words were that he's safe for the year, but like just imploring him to shut out the noise and just focus on coaching?
Yeah, to be fair, if they weren't saying that, I'd be even more concerned, right? I mean, until you sack the guy, you have to back him. You have to. He's in your industry and you're all trying to succeed. So until you sack him, you have to back him. So, I mean, if they weren't doing
it's
that,
so two-faced though. It's so two-faced to be backing him, but then to be conspiring behind his back. That's why a part of me is just, I'm almost resigned to, now I'm just like, now it's doing nobody any good. Like,
yeah, I do agree.
How can he be getting the best out of himself, knowing there's a witch hunt happening, rightly or wrongly? But he's not going to do any better. Are we actually think he's going to get the best out of himself and the boys in the state? No, he's good at compartmentalizing. I'll give it to him. But what a waste! What a waste of time. If we're going to do it, do it.
I do agree. Yeah, I think it feels to me as though I know it's coming to an end. You know it's coming to an end. We all know. Andrew Welch knows. Brad Scott knows. So yeah, you're right. you're right in that. I do agree. Yeah.
Like it feels like the inevitable. So why put him out of his misery mainly? Because it feels a little bit cruel to me. But anyway, thank you so much, Matthew, for joining. It's been a wonderful pleasure.
Cheers.
Even though we may not see eye to eye, thank you so much and well done on your debut.
Yeah, thanks for the platform to speak. Cheers.
My pleasure, and I might see you on. Is it Discourse? I don't want you to. I don't want you to have to throw somebody out though for me to come in. That would make me feel terrible.
No, I don't think Gussie's fully up to speed with it. We'll get you in. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All good. All right. I'll look into it. Thanks, Matthew. Take care.
Thank you. Cheers.
All right, everybody. If you're here, and there are many of you here, there is about to be a fucking explosion of excitement when I bring this next guy on, because unless he's created a name and he's actually having me on and he's put his name as this and it's not really him, you better buckle up. You better buckle up, everyone, because look who I have on the show tonight. It is the one and only Herbatron. I feel like I need to bow to you right now. Is that you?
Yeah, it is I.
Wow. I don't say this very often, but I feel a little bit speechless. How are you, King?
I've been better. Not gonna lie. Absolutely been better. This is rock bottom. But I mean, it feels like I've been here multiple times, so getting used to it.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. We are, but it doesn't make it feel any better.
No. I was just wondering how you feel. I was wondering, do you think Brad Scott should coach this club right now?
I mean, the obvious answer feels like a no, but I'm not. A part of me is just not convinced that the grass is greener on the other side. I don't know if there's more to it. I don't know if we're performing exceptionally better with a different coach, but we could. We could be. Obviously, what's going on right now is not working. We need to do something better. I mean, Herb, can we just take a second? Do you know how I think you do realize this, right? But I don't know that you maybe internalize it, but you are so loved. What you create is art. So thank you. On behalf of everybody, I just want to say thank you to you.
Thank you.
You are so special in the Essendon community. Nobody, even as you saw, Atush from Only Carlton, opposition supporters speak of you with such high regard. So I just hope you know that and you feel the love. And yes, stop fucking yelling at me, Devon.
Yeah. Look, I understand it. It is good.
Good. I'm glad.
But yeah, I don't know how to react to it.
I know it's a little bit overawing, but I guess, how do you feel? I mean, I think we get a sense that this is painful for everybody, and you kind of reflect your feelings in your art and in your videos, which we love because we relate to it, and you kind of mirror how we all feel inside in a very creative way. But how do you actually feel? I think I know, but how do you feel?
I don't feel like a connection with the club anymore. If I'm going to be honest, I do it. Yeah, yeah, it is because I'm the Essendon guy. You know, everyone that knows me in the real world, you know, I'm the Essendon guy. Essendon win, Essendon lose. You know, they ask me about it. The first thing they talk to me about is Essendon. So yeah, like it's not great, but that's just where I am. It's like, yeah, like I'm trying not to get hurt.
Yeah, self-preservation, right?
But like, you know, like I'm here, I still watch them. I'm still here now, so I don't know. It's really toxic.
Yeah, it's a toxic relationship. It really is, but it's also part of why I started this and why I did this, because I knew that this was such a special, really wholesome part to be a part of this cohort. And don't get me wrong, there's a whole bunch of toxic Essendon supporters out there who really make me sad and really hurt my feelings and you know, turn on other Essendon supporters. But I feel really proud to be part of such a loyal, resilient fan base. And we lose our minds and we're a bit crazy, but I think I don't know that any other club would have survived the saga, 20 years of mediocrity on the field and off, I guess. And we're all still here. So yeah, I think that's something to behold amongst the crap, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like it's incredible, like how passionate everyone is, and that you can get that many people to the game tonight. Like, to be honest, I saw that number and I was like, okay, that's great. Yeah. But I think a lot of people thought we had a chance to win. And then looking ahead, I'm like, how many more games do we look at and we say, oh, we actually could win that. Like, people just won't show up to those games. Like the Bulldogs game next week, I don't think people are going to show up to, because like there's just no, everyone knows the outcome.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if they just like give it like 60 points margin and just say, don't worry about it. You know, stay home, guys. Like, honestly, maybe... like free of it, you know, Bulldogs can't get injured. You know, just give them that, offer them that. You know, it's got to that point. Like, what are we doing? Like,
yeah,
why do we even turn up next week? Like, why do we even watch them?
You're right. And at some point, you can't help but feel like people are going to start voting with their feet, right?
Yeah, it happens. It happens every year now. It gets to a point where people say, "Oh, well, this is how it's going to go now this year," and they give up, and quite rightly. And now, especially like how much it costs, with everything else going on. Like, I don't know. I just don't. I don't see it ending very well unless they can turn it around, unless they can give people something to look forward to.
Do you have any hope whatsoever for the rest of this year, or like where do you sit in terms of? I know you still will watch. We're all going to watch and kind of follow the club and the results. But do you feel any kind of hope for this year at all?
I think the most engaging thing for me at the moment is our losing streak. So that's what I'll watch every week to see if we can end it and to see how long the record can go for, new one. Honestly, like I'm like that. I'm that down.
That's dire. Yeah.
I'm just like, well, at least we can set a record.
Yeah,
because the record's 17 and we're at 16 now.
But isn't the record across one season? Why are we comparing something across seasons? Like, it's not.
It's just games in a row. Losing streak.
Games in a row, yeah. But the caveat is that that's in one season, consecutive from the saga, wasn't it? This is across 2 seasons. So it doesn't hit really with me. Or maybe this is just me trying to make myself feel better. That could be it.
I think I've already seen people posting about it from like the news, from reporters saying that, you know, we've got one more game until we tie the record. That'll be another thing. That'll keep us in the news.
What do you want to see happen if they gave you the reins and said, Herbatron, you have earned the right. At this point, Herbatron, you have earned the right to make a call on what we do next. What would you do if they said that? If you could.
I don't know. I don't know what to fix first. I don't know if it's like sack the coach first or wait till the end of the season and see how bad this can get. There's so many things. It's not just one thing. It's not just the coach. It's the list.
Yeah.
How are you going to fix a list in 6 months?
And that's the part that I'm not convinced on about, grass being greener on the other side. I'm just not convinced. But it feels like that's where we're heading. Like I said to Matthew, that it feels inevitable. Doesn't it feel inevitable to you?
Yeah.
That we're no longer going to have this coach by mid-year because it feels inevitable. And if that's where we're going to end up, I reckon they should just put people out of their misery. And I know that sounds dire, but I think more people are on that train at this point. Let's shift it for a second and actually talk about something incredibly wonderful, and that is what you produce. Firstly, what did you do in your break when you went dark and we were without you? Was it just a fact of you needed a break from the darkness? Is that
no? Well, my wife had 2 kids, so.
Oh, congratulations! You also had the kids,
and in
too.
part, I've got them now.
Yeah.
I've got 2 young kids, so.
Fair enough. Yeah,
this wasn't any time. There still isn't, but I still think I thought I could do it this year, but we'll see how it goes. There's only so many ways you can make a video now.
Exactly, baby herbs. That is so cute.
Yeah.
Do they know what they've? I don't think they know what they're going to inherit here.
It's funny because I was talking to my dad last weekend, and he goes, "Oh man, I love that." And this is about the first video this year, and he goes, "Oh, I saw the Herbatron come back, and I loved it, but man, it was dark. It was dark, son." I said, "Dad, my life is dark with this club, man.
Oh, snap.
What do you want me to do, lie?"
And you know what? This is a mirror. Your art is a mirror to how you feel. That's why it's so good, because we're getting the authentic, organic projection of how you feel, and in turn, how we all
right.
feel.
He's right. It is dark, and like it is
dark.
Down and depressing. And I see people say it every week. Oh man, this one was dark. This one was really depressing. Got me really sad. I couldn't watch it. I'm like, yeah, like I'm sorry. I really want to do like a happy video where we win.
God, what would you do? What would you do? Like, what would be the first go-to if we turned it around? I know we're not going to turn it around, everyone, but just please.
Like, I'll tell you, like every week, when it leads up to the game, like, okay, well, like if we win, what am I going to do? If we lose, what am I going to do? And so like for this week, if we won, I was like, oh, maybe like someone could have a good game, and I could like, and they're like quick, like so maybe like Farrow could have a really good game, or El Hooli or someone like that, and I could do like the Flash Gordon theme song by Queen.
Yes.
And just like ham it up and all those cheesy effects from Flash Gordon, but that didn't happen. So I mean, El Hooli played well.
Have you got anything for 2 meter, Peter? What goes with him?
Oh, I don't know. He did well. I was watching it. I was like, man, this guy's doing really well. He's like trying. It was so like he stood out so much because he was actually trying. Yeah.
And that what an indictment that the guy who's trying is the one who's standing out because he's actually trying, not because he's lighting shit up.
He hit it down the throat of Nate Caddy in the forward line. He hit it right.
Beautiful.
Straight to him. Like, here we go.
I reckon maybe
grabs it, snaps it, hits the post. I'm like, okay, here we go.
I reckon there could maybe be like a 1.5 minute, maybe a 90-second video you could produce just on some of the Maybe you just do it for me. If your
Hanging them in
babies,
from 60.
if
Man,
your babies give you 5 minutes of time, just for me to keep in mind this week, I have to try and produce content for people that doesn't completely depress everybody. And that would go a long way into helping me get through the week. Just saying.
there's a
Before
lot.
I
Hey,
let
there's
you-
a lot to work with. There's a lot. There is a lot to work with.
There is.
It's just like, how do I make it not suck and be depressing and sad and a bunch of turnovers?
Well,
So like, what
the
else
thing
am I
is-
going to do?
Yeah, that's true. And at least you make it entertaining as well. So you're very good at that. Before I let you go, let's ask you this question from Rhapsody. What is your favorite video that you've made? Or give me a top 2. Because I reckon the Willy Wonka one, that was pretty exceptional. That was one of my faves. I did comment
That's some recency bias.
maybe.
I've been doing it. I've been doing them like as regularly, obviously, but this is like I started in 2019.
Yeah, I know.
And I always think about that first game in 2019. If we actually didn't stink it up as much as we did against GWS up there, it was diabolical. That's what started it. If we played okay and lost, or if we won, I wouldn't have done any of this. I always think about that.
That's
I'm
crazy.
like, man, if we were just
It's a bit.
okay. But anyway, favorite vid. I really liked I did like an Anzac Day one with the Heroes song by David Bowie with it was about Darcy Parish. He had a really good game. This was like 2 or 3 years, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. That I really liked. And then number 2, I don't know.
How do we bring back the Darcy Parish from that game, please? Because
Yeah, I don't know. He ain't coming back. He ain't coming back.
It's so
oh
crushing.
my! Someone
Oh,
made a
man.
good point. They said, why don't our midfielders like run back in defensive transition, and like why doesn't Darcy run back in defense? Like why doesn't he defend? I'm like, someone said like he cannot run fast enough to cover that ground to defend. Like that's the only reason he can't defend. It's not that he doesn't want to. He just can't. Like he physically cannot get back quick enough. Anyway,
maybe the modern game has killed him. It's all very, very painful.
It's killed me.
It's
It's killed all of us a little bit, but it's okay. We're all gonna die.
That's
One day we're all gonna die. So
you need to copyright that shit now. Brad Scott's got that.
put it on a t-shirt.
Exactly. Oh my god, that's how you know we're getting dark. If we start making t-shirts. I mean, I kind of like that he went all as existential on us, because I was like, this is Brad Scott gone rogue. Just give me like, I'm a truth seeker. Give me all the authenticness until the day you're walked out the doors. You may as well just go rogue now. Anyway,
Here's a man that's got nothing left to lose. He's just going off script.
And you know what? It's entertaining, and that will give you
absolutely.
content. And when you make content, we are all happy. So thank you so much, Herbatron. This has been an absolute treat and a pleasure. We love
That's
you.
all right.
And thank you so much for giving me some of your time tonight.
No, thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing too.
My
doing
pleasure.
a really good job. I'm enjoying it. I watch it every week. So thank you.
Gosh. Okay. Thank you. I might just end the night there. No, I won't. Don't worry, guys. Thank you. Take care, legend. I'll talk to you after.
See ya.
See ya. Oh my gosh, stop. That was amazing. Love you. Look, I'm only putting this on here because thank you for the $2. I'll take that. Thank you, GPAT. Suggestions for a new hobby. I need one. I also need one. Hello, Matt.
Good evening, Fiona. How are you? How's your night
I'm a little
going?
bit better now. How are you?
Oh, yeah. Good company, but yeah, not a great night.
Yeah. Talk to me.
I feel like we're just going round in circles. Like it's just so despondent because it doesn't seem to matter what happens. With changes with the club. We've changed coaches. I don't know how many coaches we've had in the last decade, but it's a lot. And it never seems to change. I mean, it's the same thoroughly disappointing performances over and over again. I mean, just the base, just the the fundamental. Like, I'm a terrible footballer, but the fundamentals of football are just not there. And why do they continue not to be there? It's just, yeah. Anyway,
Do you think the fundamentals of football are down? Is it down to personnel? Because clearly, or is it coaching not allowing them to execute those fundamentals?
it's hard to tell because I'm not on the inside, and I'm not. There's people that know a lot more about football than I do, but when it's the same players making the same mistakes over and over again, I find it difficult to continue blaming the coaches. But the thing I'd say against Brad Scott is he's had, well, this is what, his fourth season at Essendon now?
Yeah.
And he came to Essendon wanting to bring us a world-class football program. I haven't seen any strong evidence that that's happening.
Fair.
Yeah, I look. I don't. The one good thing from tonight was driving home and listening to North Melbourne supporters
you could have stopped it there. The one good thing tonight was driving home away from that
the one driving home. Well, it wasn't actually, because I had to wait. I left at 3/4 time and I had to wait half an hour for a train, so that was fun. But I mean, driving home and hearing North fans who clearly don't know their place in the world, jumping up and down saying Cherry should get off and McGrath should just cop what he got, and that was quite amusing. But
Okay,
yeah, I mean, look, North. It's the first time North's beaten us in 10 years, and this time we don't have the excuse of having half our players not playing. So, I mean, I think Essendon's got some good. They got some good kids coming through, but I'm really concerned about Essendon's ability to get the best out of them. And for so long, Essendon has failed to be better than the sum of its parts. And from the outside, I don't know how to fix it, but it's just, yeah, it's hard. It's hard work being an Essendon fan at the moment.
Yeah, I think you probably just said my greatest fear, and that is, I personally haven't felt as buoyant about a young crop as I have this crop, and that includes Caddy, Kako, Roberts, Johnson, Sharp, Roby, that cohort. And my biggest fear is that they're not going to develop, and not necessarily because of good coaching, but because of on-field leadership. They are not getting the support they need out there. And I truly believe there is only so much a coach can do in the midst of a game when the game is so fast right now and momentum swings are happening very quickly, and we have absolutely no leadership on the field to help them. And I watched Ridley in the VFL today, and I watched him off the ball, and I saw him organising and straightening things up, and he was with calmness and composure. And I just thought, don't get me wrong, he's not going to come in and save us. I get it. But I just thought that was just exactly what Kondajanis needed last week, because it was uncomfortable watching him play and be so confused and look around for guidance and not get any. And I know that Ridley's not a huge extrovert, but he is very good at keeping a very calm, composed manner, and he's got a very, very good footy IQ. So I think we might need a new coach, but we also need strong on-field leadership, and we don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's been a recurring problem for quite a while. But it seems as though the so-called or the alleged leaders of the team are the ones who are continually letting us down, but they put in positions of positions of proper positions of leadership. Yeah, I say, look, I mean, it's like you always you have hope at the start of every year. You hope things are going to get better. And look, admittedly, yes, we are 3 games in, but it's probably I've been watching Essendon for 30 years, give or take, and this is easily the worst start to the season we've had. We've got the Hawthorn. There were patches of the Hawthorn game that were okay. Last week was disastrous. Tonight, I agree with you that the effort was better. It's just the execution was nowhere near where it needed to be. But the effort had to be better because last week was a disgrace.
Abomination.
So I'd have been pretty worried if the effort hadn't have been there tonight.
Yep.
So look, and that's something that I worry a lot of things about Essendon, as you can probably tell. But like I'm worried about. I look at a guy like I'm not trying to pick. I'm not trying to pick on anyone. I'm looking at Sam Durham at the moment, and I'm really worried about him because I've loved watching him. I love his attack on the ball. I love some of the things that he does, but I'm concerned that he's what I call Essendon good because he cracks in, he has a go, he does some good things, and it looks good because it sticks out like a sore thumb because we haven't had that sort of effort from senior players for a while. But still, if you put him up against good to decent AFL opposition, there's still a fair gap between him and them. And it's unfair to single out Durham because I just use him as an example. There's a few other players that I think are a bit like that, but the standards at Essendon have been so poor for a long time. It's just it never seems to get better. It just seems to get worse.
Yeah, it's a fair call, and you're right. There could be a few under that banner who you'd be worried about. But again, in a better system, would they be performing better? Again, I don't know, but we have to ask the question because if we're not getting the best out of these players, I'd hate to see them all leave and go be better elsewhere. So
yeah, absolutely.
Anyway,
but that happens. That's happened with a few blokes.
Yeah, of course, and it's always going to. Players will leave clubs, but yeah. Anyway, Matt, I better keep moving. Thanks so much for jumping on. Appreciate your input.
Thanks for your work, Fiona.
See you later,
night.
Matt.
See ya.
Good night. Bye. Can I just say to Voodoo and all the other opposition supporters who are floating around and watching, thank you for keeping it respectful and just not giving us all a hard time. Just saying that. Don't really have to say much more than that, right? You know what I mean when I say that. I've had to ban a couple, but that's pretty good. I thought I'd be banning all night long. Hello, Severin?
Yes, that's me. G'day, how you going?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Yeah, all right. I finished the game later than everyone else because time differences in the UK and everything else.
Oh, look, I don't know if you're aware, but I love my abroad supporters and my abroad community. So thank you for calling in.
You kept me going during the summer of all the updates on the club, so much appreciated.
My pleasure.
I was speaking to a mate early in the day for you guys, nighttime for me.
Yep.
What we lack and what we need to recruit, we need a general in the back line. We need someone who can organise, keep the players going and give some leadership and say, right, that's your position, that's what we are doing. You look at all the great clubs who have those leaders, Darcy Moore, Collingwood, Brian Lake was at Hawthorn. You now got Barras at Hawthorn now. We lack those generals in the back line to actually give our backline direction.
Couldn't agree more. They see the game in front of them. I'm talking about guys like I particularly really love the work of Dane Rampy at Sydney, Zorko at Brisbane. They are like, when we play Sydney, you can hear it's so loud because they are just talking all the time. When we play, silence out there.
Exactly. We need voices on the team, and we haven't recruited for that. I was also, I mean, this was on going around Fox Footy News recently, but the whole talk about the drafting with the door in the last few years, the wiping out with, all the listings from 2022, 2021, that's hurt us majorly.
Yeah.
And what Kaltumi mentioned, the 5 players from those years between 2017 2022, look at who recruited in that time, what we did. We're recruiting Shield. He's gone. Devon Smith, long gone. Sard, 3 seasons out of him. Stringer, barely played a full season. Those years, in terms of bringing supposedly top-name players, complete and utter bust.
You're right.
It's all well and good to want to bring in good players, but you need to do it at the right time and have players who are going to stick around for a long time. And we have been doing that.
Yeah. Do you think a big part of it was development too?
I think part of it development, but I think at the time, and I hate to bring up the saga, but you look at when we recruited all those players, that started in 2017, 2018, when we had a lot of those returning players back. I'm not saying that was the case, but I have a suspicion that maybe there's something at the club going, or, maybe we owe it to these players. We need to try and push for finals, that constant push for, and we're recruiting as if we're going to be pushing for top 4 winning flags, and we were nowhere near that. We had a ragtag team of return players, young players, all trying to find their feet, and that let us down.
It's like continually searching for that sugar hit to never fully bottom out properly.
I see so many things in the media, and this has bothered me for a while, that, Essendon in another rebuild, or in another rebuild. We've never truly bottomed out and rebuilt. Until now, we have never ever actually gone through a proper rebuild, attack the draft really hard, and bring in some of those experienced players. We have never ever done that. And I think that's what cost us, that we've been hovering around between 10th, 8th, 7th, 12th, that sort of range of, we'll play finals, but are we going to win a final? On a good day, maybe flip of the coin.
It's a good point. We have and we've limped into finals. Every final we actually made, we got killed, and not just we lost, but we're so far away, which should have been a clear sign to the hierarchy that we needed to go backwards.
I see the amount of people talk about, Rutten got us to the final, but we got to the finals and we got wiped by the Bulldogs. Sure, it was a COVID year, but we got absolutely smacked.
Killed, yeah.
And it's just been the same thing over and over and over. And my mate and I were talking last night as well. Another thing I think that has hurt us, lack of off-field continuity. Again, I hate to mention again, but since the saga, how many presidents and CEOs have we gone through on the board? You look at the great clubs, Geelong, stable board. Hawthorn, stable board. Say what we want about him, but Collingwood, how long was Eddie Maguire president of Collingwood for? And how good were Collingwood for years under Eddie Maguire? Yeah. We've lacked that stability. We keep changing the board, trying to change the pieces. Richmond, they finally decided with the board, enough's enough. We're sticking with the board. We've got a plan. What successor to bring them?
It's true. They did a lot of groundwork before they actually reaped the rewards, like a lot of groundwork behind the scenes to change the culture. It was all about the culture. And we give up halfway through because people stamp their feet and, swing the bat, and we give up. Are we going to give up now? We're going to go through another coach. Are we going to go through another CEO? Is there going to be a board spill? Like, it's a disaster.
And it just keeps recurring and recurring. We need to settle ourselves down and go, it sucks, but if we don't do it, we're just going to be kicking the can down the road for years and years and years to come.
So having said all that, what do you think we need to do now? If you had the same question that I put to Herb, if I gave you the keys, tonight and you walked into the club tomorrow, what's the first thing you're doing?
I'd be looking at the very least the assistants and development coaches at the very, very minimum. It's all well and good to talk about Brad Scott and everything else, but sometimes I think with the assistants, you need fresh eyes, fresh ears in his head and in the players. It's why when I heard that Gian Syracuse was leaving, I was not disappointed because I was thinking he's been there for how many years? Time for a fresh voice, and that's why I don't mind Solomon. But Ben Jacobs being there for a while, Brent Stanton being there for a while.
Yep.
Michael Hurley, loved Michael as a player, but and he obviously we love Bear, but do we time to say, right, you go to another club for a few years, we get someone else in, just perspective and quality assistance too.
If for nothing else, a fresh, as you nailed it, a fresh perspective. If nothing else, somebody who's been on the outside watching and can come out and bring some new ideas, bring a different voice. Look what Matt Innes, I know he's a grade above what we had, but even just having a new, and Dave Regan, a new voice in the gym, changing the programs around. Like, let's talk about a positive for a second. That's a huge positive, huge positive. They're actually fit and they're healthy and they look in good condition.
Even bringing Rosa as well, he's just given us new perspective in terms of recruiting and draft management, which had stagnated for years under Dodoro.
Yep.
And even I hate to say this, one of the biggest problems I think we have still, and I love the man, legend, but I think she's a big issue hanging over this club. He was amazing. We did so well under him for so many years, 4 flags, 2000 premiership. I was a kid, I loved it. But how many legends of a club do you have, of any club, that still hang around and give their opinions on who should be doing that? You don't hear Mick Malthouse saying that Collingwood need to do this and that. You don't hear from Dennis Pagan. And I love Sheeds. I love hearing his opinion, but the fact that he's still got this big spectre around the club, I think is still keeping us in that past. We need to move forward. I love Sheeds. Who doesn't?
You've nailed it. You've nailed it. Everything you've said, I've absolutely loved everything you've said. Sverin, what time is it there in the UK?
It is 1:15 in the afternoon.
Okay, so you've got your whole day ahead of you. I'm so sorry that we started your day in this way, but I hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Thank you so much for joining me.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Your contribution has been one of my faves tonight, so thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.
Much appreciate it. Thank you.
Good night. Bye. Nailed it. Nailed his debut. All right, let's talk to Scoot.
Hello.
Hello.
Just checking in to see how my good friend is.
I appreciate the mental wellness check. This is what I feel like this is. This is a halftime. I feel like I'm in the halftime break of the fan cams, and this is a welfare check, and I love you for it. So thank you. How are you feeling?
No, I got home really late, so okay. That was rough. Look, if you wanted to have any sort of positivity, you'd say, well, like intent and attitude and everything. I actually didn't mind it. I actually thought we came to play, and but boy, you would hope that's not our general skills for the next few years, because it's very it's very hard to put in a game plan if you're going to keep turning over the ball at such crucial areas of the ground. So credit to some of the defenders. I actually thought it was a decent job for North Melbourne to be restricted to 81, to be honest. So I actually thought there was elements of moments, I'll just say moments of transition D improving. But the first 2 games, what was it, like 160, 170 scores from turnovers? We just cannot just keep giving up the ball. It's just really sloppy, just the Gresham throw, just when it didn't need to be a throw, just in crucial times of the game, silly mistakes that are above the shoulders that, to an average fan feels like it's just a lazy mistake and just like, come on, guys. So it was just a frustrating skills. Now, I will say this because I feel like the show needs a prep up. It's past midnight. People have had their beers. People, so they're going like, what, Scooter? Tell me something I need to hear. I need positivity. Positivity. And there's only one name I can give you.
That's the highlight of the night so far. If I wasn't being sustained right now on Peter Wright, that would be sustaining me. I mean, not only did they get the win, but what a joy that was to watch today. Not just the win, but to watch Sullivan Roby and even Edwards just brought me such joy after I've watched him all preseason, 30 sessions or around that, where I watched him put in so much hard work, just like I have said for Ridley, but he never has bad body language. He's always just like to the rehab guy, James, what am I doing? How many Ks today? And he just gets on with the job. And I was so pleased for him that he just expresses such a nous for his forward craft. And I was so pleased for him for his first game back, but I'll let you speak about your main guy.
Yeah, I mean, can I just say I totally agree. In all honesty, it was an astonishing performance by Edwards to have 16 disposals and 5 goals, in your very first game from an ACL. No practice matches, very little match sim. So it was quite an amazing effort. And
can I just say, in addition, sorry to cut you off, but he was wearing the no contact cap for majority of the preseason. And today he was wearing contact like he's had contact consistently for 3 months. He was not shot. He didn't shirk one tackle, one contest. Really, really positive to see. And before anybody yells at me or us, yes, I know it's the VFL. Yes, I know that it was North Melbourne, but it still counts because this guy has been out of action for almost 12 months and out of touch with the football and, contests and bodywork. So big shout out, Tom Edwards. Well done.
And look, in all honesty too, this time last year, we brought him in just to see what it was like in a second half against the Western Bulldogs in a practice match. He kicked 4 goals in the second half. And then said, all right, we'll play him in the first game. He kicked I think from memory, is 2 goals. And then he kicked 3 goals and then did his ACL. So it's not like he wasn't showing some interesting moments up forward. So, and we need some creativity up forward. We need some different there's a bit of a, let's face it, the Langfords and that just not hitting their straps. I know he played a bit more wing time, but even going forward, it's just not hitting what I think Kyle can do. We may need some interesting looks. Just a guy, he's got a very heavy IQ. But look, on Roby, everyone's going to say, everyone's going to shout me down.
It makes me giddy to think about him, and it's so much pressure for this guy already, and I'm conscious that I don't want to put too much pressure on him, but oh my God.
He's at least he's got a bit of caddy like that. He's kind of the guy that would say, bring it on though. He would actually wrap up, just give me the pressure. But honestly, he was probably close to best on ground or second best on ground, and he looked 75% fit. Now, I say that as a huge positive because that's what he was doing at 75% fit. Now, I'm a firm believer. Everyone may shout me down. I'm sorry, but I still think he needs 2 or 3 more weeks to build up his fitness because I think in the VFL, it's slower. He can get away with a bit more. If at the pace of, the Bulldogs next week, there's no way I want him with his fitness level, because I don't want him to have that experience. Get him when he's really flying across the ground, when he speeds properly back, his fitness is back, he can do some repeat sprints. Like Anzac Day actually feels like a very cool day to actually present him. So that's I know everyone's going to see the stat line and go, oh my God. But there's definitely nuance to that because his fitness level.
At some point, you've also got to think, like, you've got to set this kid up to succeed. And if he comes into his first game and by the end of, like, middle of the second quarter, he can't go, or he's not getting the best out of himself, or he's struggling internally, or he can't go, I just feel like that's not giving him the best chance to succeed. So yes, it's exciting. Yes, you could argue that a 75% fit Roby is better than some of the guys. I agree with a lot of you. I do. Trust me, I agree with it. And I've seen the evolution of some of these young kids across preseason and him as well. And I feel just as tempted, but there's just a little bit of care you've got to have in terms of, protecting them from themselves a bit. So I would definitely, Anzac Day feels fitting, and it's not about football on that day, and I get that, but it feels like it would be a wonderful day to bring him back in, in for his debut.
Yeah, exactly. Historically.
All this as well. I mean, this is not also, sorry, Jesus questions is not a bad idea either, Scoot. Gather round. Although no, because I want to be there. I want to be there. No. And I have to be here for you after the game. So I'm not going to gather round. So no.
I mean, if he keeps having games like that, I mean, it's going to be a hard one, isn't it? For Scott to ignore. But I think they know. Like, he didn't play actually many minutes in the last quarter. He was cramping up a bit. I think the club know. Scott's been much more clearer on Roby than anyone else, saying, hey, he needs to build up his body. So I think they know that. But no matter what, it was just to see what he could do, just to see him have that kind of impact. It's just I've always said, this is my personal opinion, that he was the best of the draftees. I've always felt that. So
you have.
Yeah, I have nothing's have swayed me. As far as impacting games, I feel like he's an impact, like a Petrarca, Degoe. Like, there's guys that can get the ball 20 times, but you just feel them. Like, you just feel them over the game. I feel like when this guy keeps going and going, that's the kind of, he's going to be a really big impact player. Like, you just feel it. His physicality eventually, and then his running power when he gets that up. He's a better ball user than, I always say, he's a better ball user than people give him credit for.
Do you know something that Brad Scott said during the week that also I wouldn't have necessarily thought about him, but he kind of alluded to his IQ and how good he already understands, and how well he already, that wasn't very good English, how well he already understands. Oh no, you're all going to laugh at me. I'm going to say the game plan, because I think there is a game plan. How good it is remains to be seen. But to hear him say that he's also a very good student of the game just spooked my interest a bit. And I thought, that's probably not what I thought he would be like, but that's even better.
Well, yeah, I mean, when he came on our podcast, you could tell, like, even like it went live, and that's why we just had conversations. He's very articulate and very thoughtful, and thinks about life. So I could understand it. And like, even remember, I don't know if you remember seeing some of the videos behind the scenes, and how many times you saw when Scott was talking to that, you saw him with a notebook constantly writing down stuff. So he seems to be that case where he's likes to absorb the game, likes to understand it. But yeah, it's like even Farrow this week, when he said, yeah, I'll play half back, but I think eventually I'll play midfield. I actually think this is where the club thinks this is going. I actually do genuinely believe Roby, Farrow, Sharp is going to transition with a Durham and maybe a Caldwell, but I think that's going to start transitioning over the next couple of years. And I think that's at least something to look for. But as in like your previous guest kind of said, what do we have in place with assistance and development to carry out their potential and their talent to make it peak at a high level that makes you a top 6 team? That's the whole nervousness of where the fan base is what are they getting taught, what system, how they're getting, how they're getting developed. So that's the whole criteria. I mean, that's what separates the good teams to the bad teams, because North Melbourne's probably struggled a bit historically too with that as well, where they're probably a couple of years in front of us, but they're still trying to get out of that to that next level. But they just haven't probably had the development that they'd hoped. So it's not easy, and the good teams do it well, and that's up for us. That's going to be the whole criteria for the Essendon Football Club. I think there needs to be a whole review of the assistance development, how they're spending their soft cap in that area, and you may even want to not have quantity. You may want to even have a system where it's like Collingwood have not a big team. They have quality, like Geelong have much quality over quantity. And do we want to go that angle and may have 2 people's wages into one person, but that one person's really high regarded and what they teach. So I think that's just a review that we may need to do.
And I think it's not working, and they've been in place for a while. So, or at least a decent amount of time where we should be getting some reward from. Like I look at and I understand Brad Scott's the king of the ship and the captain of the ship, but I look at the forward line and I look at the intricacies of some of the patterns and movements, and I think that can be improved.
Yeah.
And I don't see any creativity in terms of our forward craft, our forward structure, our ability to help these guys get the best out of themselves, to teach them when to separate and when to spread for each other and get out of each other's ways. And I just think I'm seeing the same thing over and over again.
No, I agree. And look, sometimes I feel like even when Scott talked about sometimes selfishness, this is a part where I still think there is a little bit of element in our side. And like, for instance, our forward group 6 or 7, there's too many guys going for the same ball or going for the same leads. And at some point, you're going to have guys that sacrifice themselves for the team that spread out. Do a fake lead. Go out, bring your man out, give Peter Wright a better one-on-one chance, or open up more space for Caddy to get into a lead. Sometimes you have to sacrifice your game, but we still got too many guys. You still feel like it's so much traffic when you go into our forward line, and you're like, why when you're going into North Melbourne's forward line does it feel like there's so much space to work with? To when Essendon, there's just so much traffic, and sometimes I think that involves 1 or 2 guys playing the team role, and blocking, or or kind of even taking your man out to the 60 or 70. So there's more space, and so I just don't think we've done that well, and I don't never know why we've never done that historically well.
And it's just little nuances of teaching a forward line and a forward craft, and I just think we don't probably have quality in that role, and I think Brad Scott should be able to trust his the co-captains, I guess, the co-coaches. He should be able to trust that he's getting the forward line coach is getting the best out of the forward group with a forward plan that's he oversees it, but he's got to trust that his coaches are also bringing some craft to what they do. And I don't feel like that, particularly with the forward line. I mean, it was another disappointing showing from the midfield. I don't know how you saw it or what we do. I don't see many options because this is a healthy midfield. And next week scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, you're right. That's 0 for 3 now, this midfield. and minus 10 in clearances again. I mean, all their opponents just killed us with, they obviously smashed us. So it's a massive concern where the midfield's going. I mean, Durham, 6 or 7 clangers. I think it was, I don't know, it was Cobwell, someone else had 5 clangers. So it's not even that. It's even when they're getting it, they're just not protecting the ball that well either and thinking through the game. And they're better than that, but they're just, for some reason, just haven't hit any straps this year. And Merritt getting shut out. It was a really interesting comment by Brad Scott after the game, actually. He always contradicts himself. If I have a thing with Brad Scott,
you're not the first person to say that tonight.
He has this weird ability to say a line, and in the one line, actually say the opposite of what you started with. So this is a comment he made, and I'm paraphrasing. But he said, yes, Merritt getting tagged out of the game, and I'm really, really disappointed that the guys around him didn't support and protect him. But our leadership, our guys in our leadership really hanged in there and tried hard. I'm like, that's not a sentence. You've just put them down. Like it's almost like a message to the group, but publicly, I'm not going to put you down at the end of the sentence. Like, I have to protect your mind frame, but understand that I clearly think that Merritt getting tagged out of the game and no one helping him out or no one lifting is not good enough. But then you're like, okay, well, last I checked, Colwell and Durham were on the leadership team.
Yeah, so true. So true.
So yeah, just that. He has this really. Yeah, it was a strange line, but it's. Can I give a small shout out? This is the most random shout out because I actually thought someone played quite well, and he's been potted every week, and I know he's been struggling. I actually thought Pryor in defence actually played quite a good game. That's just my personal take, but I actually thought Pryor did for what was coming down. I thought he tacked the ball all 4 quarters as hard as he could. I'm just giving a little shout out, but I actually thought he played okay in defence. That's just my little shout out.
I think there's also another 2 meter tall guy who also has copped crap a lot this year and who deserves a little shout out as well. But I will say, from the moment Pryor didn't get that holding the ball tackle, my heart went out to him for the rest of the game. So he probably he could have had a bad game, and I was still pissed off about it by the end of it. So thank you so much, Scooter. Before I let you go, a very, very 1 sentence line on, because I know a lot of people in the chat have asked about it. Elijah Sardis, give me a 1 sentence, 2 sentence line.
Yeah, the Sardis is very good today. 32 disposals, 16 of them contested, 11 clearances, 6 tackles, which is not something you see from Elijah Sardis. I had a debate today with a fan because there was a moment in the game for about 90 seconds. He had 2 shots on goal, and they didn't come off the boot right. My argument, though, is for the rest of the game, he actually used the ball quite well the whole game. And that, for some reason, that 90 seconds seemed to sum up to some fans his whole game, and that's not the case. The guy got the ball 32 times, had 11 clearances. So from around the ground, he was kicking it fine. He was absolutely kicking it fine. Now, maybe it's the set shot. There's a stop and think about it. It just didn't work, and it didn't look great. But there's no doubt he was hitting passes for most of the game and using the ball quite well by foot. He had of those 32 disposals, 19 were kicks, and so he played he was, for me, easily in the top 3 on the game, probably 3rd. But yeah, I can debate fans all I like about that 90 seconds, but I'm looking at the 120 minutes tonight, and comparing that 90 seconds to some other midfielders, because who used the ball better tonight out of Durham today or Elijah Sardis during the afternoon? Yeah, different intensity. I get that, but Elijah used the ball better. Now he's not going to take a spot over Durham, but at some point we're going to have to work out if this guy can play senior footy. I thought it was a good opportunity, a little bit myself with Sharp, the injury, to actually maybe bring him in and do what they did with bring Roberts back to the half-back line. I just thought this is a good opportunity just to bring him in, just to see how he goes. But it didn't work out. But look, saying that, ADW, like the person said, Dave Wicks coming in, he actually did himself really, I thought he was really, really strong though. So credit to him as well.
Yeah, I think his effort and intent was good. It just lacks a little bit of polish, but that could be said for the entire group as well. But his intent was very good, and he's brave as all hell and puts his body on the line. My personal take on Sardis, there is another midfielder who we are getting nothing from right now. So it would be a direct swap for me just to see what he's got. But maybe we give another week to the midfielder. I don't know how many more chances they get. But anyway, thank you so much, Scooter. Appreciate the welfare check. And always good talking to you and hearing your views. I'll talk to you.
All right. Catch you later.
Probably. Bye.
Yep. Catch you.
Bye. All right. Let's have a chat to Jace.
Hey,
hello,
how's
good
it
man.
going? Yep, here we are again.
Back again.
Yeah, I've been watching pretty much the whole night on the fan cams, and pretty much agree with most people. There's a lot of work to do here, a lot of work, and again, it's just the same players over and over. I don't know if you're just alluding to swapping Elijah's for Parrish, maybe, because Parrish is done. He's I agree with one of the other people that said he can't run anymore. He's cooked. I think we're all. Do you think it's more that
rather than intent? Like that's probably a important piece of the puzzle to get right, because I also don't want to be overly harsh and just assume it's just because he doesn't want to do it. I want to believe that he really wants to. If it's just the fact that he can't, that probably makes me feel a bit better. But I also think that puts an end to him in this midfield.
What's he? I mean, if he can't, what's he doing in a team of this is AFL? This is the number one level. So he just so obviously can't do anything until the end of the year with him and his contract and things like that. But this, and it's not just him; it's these guys. Like obviously they brought in
forget about the contract.
Yeah. And I'll talk about that in a moment about another player. But it's like him. Then they bring in Gresham and Guelph. Same track with these guys. They're just not AFL standard in my mind. Sure, they might do a few things off the ball. You see, you probably notice it more when you're actually at the game. Because I remember last year when they came over here against the Dockers, pretty sure Guelph, you could see some of the stuff he does off the ball. But we've kind of over that too, to be honest. Well, I certainly am. They're just fringe players. They're not taking us forward, unfortunately. And Sam Durham, what's happened to him this year? Like everyone has said as well, I just don't understand it. He just seemed well off the pace. It's a long way. This feels quite. It's sad because I know we obviously lost the record in North Melbourne today, and it just feels like we're at rock bottom. And it's I mean, the scoreline is not as bad as the last 2 weeks, but it still hurts quite a bit. I don't know why I'm just hurting a lot more even than last week, because maybe I thought we actually had a chance. I just had a feeling all week that we might actually get a win. So it's like, and that third quarter was just shocking. After halftime, and that tells me, what are the coaches telling them at halftime? Are they motivating them right? Are they empowering these players in the right way? And I'm not just talking about Brad Scott. Again, a lot of the guys have made great opinions tonight about the assistant coaches. I think that's where we need to make some changes as well. People that are premiership experience and just know the game well. People like, I love Brett Stan back in the day, Michael Hurley, great people, but yeah, they're just not fit for what we need right now. And it's sad. It's sad. I mean, the last like 10 minutes, pretty much we had no chance there, but it's just more of a knife in the back, really, just to make the scoreboard look a little bit better. And let's be honest, North are not that great either. The Eagles beat them last week, so yeah, they're not that great. We're just a step or two or three behind right now, which is sad. Yeah.
Oh, I feel your pain, and you're right. And it's also because this feels like the game that we could have potentially won in a long time. Like, there's not another one on the horizon that I feel like we have even a slither of hope for, and that is also a very big, crash down from. And my expectations weren't even high, but yeah, it's been a big crash. I think, what have we got to lose? We probably should have done it last year, like with the assistants. Now it's a fact of just get. But if they sack Brad Scott, are the assistants going to remain?
They can't, because they've been there for a while. I mean, Dean Solomon obviously not, but most of the others have been there for a couple of years now. So it's across the board. This is not just a Brad Scott issue, because as I've talked about last week on the Fan Cams, this has been going on for a long time, since John Worsfold days, since Ben Rutten days. This has been going on for a long, long time, even a little bit during the James Hird period as well. So we just do not have, in my opinion, enough A graders, enough two-way runners, and like a couple of people have mentioned, the backline generals that you need to build a team. You think about a player like Luke Hodge, who went to Brisbane, someone like that to really motivate the team, because that's half the battle. Coaches can only do so much. It's the people on the field that are responsible for the result. So yeah, there's just not enough of that at the moment. And sure, there's some good signs with the young players, and I had a look at the VFL today and I was happy about that. It's nice to see Edwards kicking goals. And again, I agree, don't rush those guys at all. Give them some more time, a couple of weeks, and really build from there. Anzac Day would be perfect. See how he goes, Roby and Edwards as well. But yeah, just looking like, who else can we bring in? This is it. Even a player like Xavier Dersma that I have loved before. What's happened to him? Again, just all these injuries maybe piling up. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't spoken about Durst. He played a lot more wing time, perhaps maybe all like 3/4 of the game wing time. Maybe someone can correct me, but it felt like he was not out in the forward line a lot at all tonight. And he's another one who
it's like Parrish. It's like he's had so many injuries, and it just, after a while, it probably just wears in your body. That's the thing about even Ridley, like him coming back. Is it just a point where it just wears these players out, not only physically but mentally? So, because I just feel like Dersma is one of those guys who gets injured all the time as well. Same with Guelphy, and it's always been like that for Essendon with a lot of players. I just remember back in the day with like the Gumbletons, David Myers was another player. You could just go on and on with picking out players that were constantly injured, and you just never saw their potential. Tate Pears. Yeah. And all these guys were fairly high draft picks, but they just never got a clean run. And after a while, it takes its toll. And that's what's happened with a lot of these senior players. That's why they're in that mindset. So how can they be leaders? How can they help the young players when they're in that mindset? Yeah.
I do think the club are aware of our on-field leadership issue, because they, it was a good start with Braden Fiorini, because that is something he is very good at. And I know it probably hasn't stood out in the first couple of rounds because we were so horrendous and horrific, but that is where he shines and does a lot of his best work. And it's at training, it uncomfortably stands out because he and maybe Redmond are the only two who are really only doing it. So the club is aware, but it's not like you can bring in 15 Dane Rampies and you know at once, or as I said, Zorko, another one who I like, who straighten them up. But you can't do it all at once, and then you got to convince them to come, and it's not as easy as it sounds. Just get on-field leaders.
Yeah, and that's a worry because even tonight for them, Luke Parker, a great player at Sydney, he's one of the best players on the ground, and that's another thing that worries me. Can we attract any of these type of players? We're certainly not attracting players like Butters or Bailey, Zach Bailey, or any of those types. They're not coming here, in my mind anyway. Can we attract someone? Because that's the missing point, I feel. It's that sort of 26 to 30 age that we just don't have enough of, and you need that to win premierships and win finals and things like that. You look at, Collingwood last night, all the experience they have around some of these young players. So the debut, they come in and they're all supported, and that's what just hasn't happened to the Bombers for quite a while. And it just, like we talked about last week, you and me, about hopefully this doesn't disrupt the development of the Roberts and Caddies and Kakos, because that's my worry too. Like, out of all this, sure, we're losing games, and Brad Scott, it's going to come to a down wall very soon, if not already, that he's going to be gone. But it's these players that we want to watch, and we want them to still be a part of the Bombers. But yeah, who could blame them after a couple of years? They want to leave to actually play finals and win finals, you know?
It's a good point, and it's concerning, and we've got to make change and fast. Thank you so much, Jace, for your input. As always,
worries.
Very good. Appreciate you joining us.
Take care, everyone, and always next week, but it's looking grim. Take care.
It's only round 3. Thank you, Jace. See ya. Oh, painful. Voodoo, this is some good work by you tonight. I appreciate you trying to make us all feel better. It's not quite making me feel better, but I do appreciate the attempt. So thank you. Just want to say that. You've been good in chat tonight. Hello, Isaac.
Hey, Fiona, how are you?
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm talking to many, many legends tonight. So slowly. How are you feeling? You've had a few hours after the game?
Yeah. I was at the game. I don't know. Were you at the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was kind of hard to tell, but it definitely seemed like our leaders kind of weren't really doing much. Other than Peter Wright stood up. That was really good to see.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm so sick of us marking the ball and then just handballing into pressure just straight away. Just, I don't know. It's like, fair enough if the handball chain is there to be had, but we're just trying to force it and we just panic. And sometimes, we just need to make a little kick just to relieve the pressure. It was interesting. It was kind of hard to tell. I think Kako had a great game as well. Very lively. He always is.
Yep.
I think I had a few beers, so I can't remember all of the game. But,
I love a fan cams when we're all not particularly sober. So bring that on. Love that for you, Isaac.
Awesome. I will tell you a little story. I got yelled at by a North Melbourne fan today, so that was interesting.
Why?
I was maybe giving a bit of shit to the other team, not to the fans. There was a bit of a push and shove between the Bombers players and the North Melbourne players at one point.
There was,
and I can't remember what it was, but I remember the Bombers were in the right, so I just told them to get into the North Melbourne players, and
I might have done the same thing.
Yeah. And yeah, she didn't like that, the person next to me. So yeah, I got told off. But
What did she say? What did she say? Was she a bit shit?
she said barrack for your own team, but don't discourage the other team or something like that. But then they were booing our players. They were booing Mackay.
And also, I think when one of the senior players of the opposition team is wiping his blood on our captain, I think we can get involved in that. Are you across that part? That's why they were getting in and under. I mean, first he flopped in the goal square, Sherry, and then he decided to wipe his blood in a total brain fade on Andy McGrath.
Oh,
So,
I didn't know that happened. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what they were kind of getting rough with each other about. But yeah, I mean, 0 points to that lady. It's the football.
Yeah, that's what I said. I just said chill. It's just a game of footy, but she didn't like that. And then I might have been like stirring her up a little bit after that. But
I love it.
I was just, everyone else started booing. I said, you can't boo the other team. And anyway, she didn't like that. But
I
couldn't
like
help
it
myself.
when you give them their own medicine.
Yeah, exactly. What did you think of the game?
It was awful. It was horrible. I want my money back. I want to be paid to have sat through that. The turnovers, and it wasn't just like North Melbourne were turning it over too, but they were waiting for us to turn it over because we so predictably did every time, as you said, hospital handballs, putting teammates under pressure, flat-footed, and they were just waiting on the peripheral, just waiting for us to do it, and then just so they could capitalize, and then just did it easy. And it was a bit embarrassing. It felt embarrassing because what a tactic. Just wait for them to turn it over because they will, and then you just go to work.
Yeah. That's what it looked like at the ground too. And there's some serious ball watching going on from some of our players as well, like that are around the contest. There'll be like one or two go in and they're doing their thing, and then the others are kind of just like flat-footed ball watching, and North were just moving, like, and that's how they kind of just always had someone to kick to as soon as they got out.
It's either ball watching or getting sucked up to the honeypot. I am sick to death at watching our players get sucked up to the ball and the ball carrier. Surely one has to know to stand back. Oh, I feel like I'm repeating myself. I'm having deja vu, but it's because it keeps happening. It keeps happening.
Yeah, I don't really understand how Scott. I guess maybe just wants to push through because we'll get better at it, but it's a hard watch at the moment. I don't know. Yeah.
So let me ask you before I let you go, Isaac, what do you want to see happen? What do you think should happen? Do we wait till the end of the season? Do we cut our losses now? Do we stick with him? Do we sign him up again? I'm talking about the coach, of course.
Yeah. I don't think getting rid of the coach is really the answer. I think we obviously do have we've turned over the list quite a bit. There is the chemistry thing with all the boys. So I would like to see, just to keep that stability at the club for the young lads. Otherwise, we just have instability for the next, like for Kako, Caddy. So yeah, I'd like to see him at the end of the year. Give him the year. And then, hopefully we've improved or he's made some changes. But, I just want to see some system. Like, I feel like when I watch it, I don't know what we're trying to do other than we're just handballing and then rushing. So I want to see a bit of a system.
Handballing, then rushing. That could just be the game plan. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Although Moby does make a very good point. When you look at the numbers like this, 19 debutants in 26 games, I mean, I understand that no synergy can be built when then it's that revolving door of players and young players, babies, but I feel like we also have to be making it a little bit easy for them to play and to do their best work, and I don't know that we are. So, all right,
I'd just like to make one call before I go. I reckon Tom Edwards, he will be our version of Jack Gunston.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah.
Love that. That's a nice one. I like that. I mean, I know it's just one VFL game, but it was very, very good.
Yeah, he's a gun.
Have you been thinking about that for a while? I feel like that's been on your mind for a bit.
Oh well, the whole combo. But like once I saw it, how many goals he kicked today, he was just consistent, just like Liam McMahon. But he's like quite smart with how he. Yeah, so we just got to be able to deliver the ball in smart. But so that's the next step.
That's true.
Yeah, big step.
But that's absolutely, Richo. I do like that call. I mean, maybe there's a part of me that's wishful thinking, and if I like it enough, I'll put it out to the universe, and Tom Edwards will become Jack Gunston, and we will all live much happier lives. But I like that from you. Well done. Thank you, big legend.
Awesome.
See you next time.
All right. See ya. Thank you.
Good night. Bye. All right, let's have a quick chat to Webby in the UK. Hello, Webby.
Yeah. Fiona, how are you, mate?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm fine after not watching that last quarter on my laptop.
Oh, you turned off. Okay, fair.
But it is just so lethargic at the moment. I mean, you just cannot predict what this team's going to do. They just look so unpredictable everywhere. It's just so horrible. I mean, we're a lot lying on players like who's that? Blackiston, Archer Wicks, just to do all the hard work for us.
You're right. We are.
Anyway, I guess you were at the game tonight, weren't you?
Unfortunately, I was there to witness that butcher show. I feel like I was watching a bunch of butchers with an AFL ball.
Butchers with an AFL ball. Tell you what, watching this team has to be one of the most painful experiences ever. I mean, just all over the pitch. It's just lethargic. It's horrible, and it's just outright disgraceful. I mean, at least I've got something I can do back here and just turn off and just zone out.
Yeah.
But everyone else is just watching that rubbish. It's just I mean, all the 40,000 people that went, I feel sorry for you. I know you're hurting. If you're watching, and yes, I recommend you support another team. Really, rugby, football, anything.
Okay. No. I know we're in pain. I know we suck. We suck so bad, and there's no light. But no, don't support another team. That we've got to.
Well, I do. I've got a couple
AFL teams.
But what? AFL teams.
Have you got a couple of AFL teams?
Well, the thing is, if Essendon do rubbish, then you should always look for a bandwagon. Like, hate to say
don't do this to me,
things.
Webby. Don't do this to me, Webby. Don't tell me you're going to jump ship if we just stay bad forever.
I'm not jumping ship at all. I'm just saying have a bandwagon to just to make sure that everything just doesn't go to shit. And
so you don't get depressed.
I know it's a bit of a hard thing to do, but you need a little bit of a bandwagon just to keep yourself occupied with the game and whatnot. And I don't really want to say this, but one of my bandwagon's teams is a side we're actually going to be playing next week.
The Doggies?
Yes, the Doggies. Oh my God, what one of the pet teams next week. We are going to get absolutely slaughtered. We are.
You're not wrong.
I don't know why you're laughing.
It's not funny. I know it's not funny. I'm in self-preservation mode because I was there for the slaughter twice last year when we played them, Webby, and I know what's coming. Maybe we should all be given a white flag, and we call the mercy rule or something.
When is it going to end? I've heard this on AFTV. When is it going to end, Fiona? I've had enough speaking through Mr. DT on AFTV after that Liverpool game.
Oh, you're talking about soccer now, I believe.
But it's the same with Essendon. We must be one of the worst teams to support anywhere in the world. I don't know anyone else who's got that bad, but I mean, speaking of which, I have looked up a statistic online, and I've seen an NFL team called. I'm going to go a bit off topic if you don't mind.
All right.
There's an NFL team called
5
the
seconds.
Miami Dolphins, and they haven't won a finals fixture since 2000. So they've got a longer finals drought than Essendon have.
Shit.
True, no, but and anyway, back on topic. I don't know where the club is at, to be honest. We just seem to lose our way after 10 minutes. I mean, you got
we lose our way.
you've got teams like North Melbourne, and then you go get West Coast, and then you got Richmond saying we can beat these Bombers. They're weak. They're lethargic. They don't know what they're doing. They're a broken club. Of course, we can exploit them. I mean, that's a worry. The whole league is plotting against us right now. I mean, we're easy prey. And I know we're not like that. We've got players like Langford. We've got Matt Merritt. I know he's a little bit of a coward at times. What I did, but he's still putting the performance. Why?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But
at least I'm cheering you up right now.
You're doing a good job, my friend. You're doing a good job from across the world. And
But
a
you
lot of
get
people.
the point.
You get the point.
Just...
I get the point, and it's embarrassing, quite frankly. You're so spot on. We are easy prey right now, and we're sitting ducks. And it's humiliating. I think that's a fair assessment, and it feels like shit, quite frankly. I mean, what's the time where you are? Is around in the afternoon?
5 minutes past 2, so still match day. Luckily, it's not match day where you are, because I believe it's like 1 or 2 in the morning there.
It's 1 a.m. in the morning. Yep, 1 a.m.
Oh, so you're officially in Sunday now, aren't you?
Exactly. Absolutely, I am.
So at least yesterday's over. Tomorrow will always be a better day.
Will it though? Because tomorrow I still barrack for Essendon, and I still need to find a way to make
but
content.
At least they're not going to lose a game tomorrow, aren't they?
That's true. Except we have 7 days before we do it all again. So anyway, Webby, thank you so much for your contributions, you big legend.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'd love to talk to you for longer, but you've got to go on to someone else. Anyway, thank you for having me on, and see you soon, Fiona.
My pleasure. See you next week.
Bye.
See ya. Bye. I mean, how do I thank you? You're the best. I mean, it's already worthwhile, but this is a lot of hot chips that I can buy with this. I love you. Thank you so much, DC. Big love. We do have the VFL team. We really do. How good was Burby? Loved it. All right, let's have a quick chat. To Muzz.
I go to work for one night, man. One night. I go to work. Expecting to come home somewhat kind of happy. No, can't even do that anymore. Oh my God. I'm so glad I didn't watch the game tonight.
I was just about to say, you got a gift tonight. The universe said, today's the day. I'm going to give Muzz a gift. And that gift is that you have to be at work to not watch this game. And so what you do when the universe gives you a gift is that you sit in gratitude and you say thank you for that gift. So I agree, chat. Muzz, you need a virtual hug. So there's your virtual hug from me.
Thank you.
But you didn't have to sit through that game. So I'm only half. I take half of that hug back because we had to sit through that.
I give you guys all virtual hugs because I'm sorry that you had to watch that. Whatever that mess was. Now, although I didn't watch the game fully, I'll go back and watch the replay because I'm a supporter. I love this club to death. I will never go against this club at all. Right, so I will sit there and watch the replay because I am that loyal to this fan. Like, I'm a loyal fan, and I will watch the replay and go over it again. But I did watch the highlights of the game.
There were highlights?
Yeah. Saw the highlights of the game.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry. That's very negative. Go on.
Very negative, Fiona. Very negative. Peter Wright.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Peter Wright. He looked really good.
Terrific.
Some of his kicking, I thought, are kicking from what I saw on the highlights. Are kicking from range was good. Emmett Kako kicking from range, really good. Merritt got tagged by Finn O'Sullivan, I heard.
Yeah.
Was that like a hard tag? Was he like stuck to his side, pushed forward, stuck to his side, midfield stuck to his side?
Yeah, it was a hard tag, but I'm not convinced he wanted enough to break free of it.
Right. And what happened with Friorini? I heard Guelphy came in too.
He did come in, a very, very late change. Fiorini's still managing some soreness. I won't tell you where, but yeah. So
you bring in a small forward for a winger. Interesting. Okay. We can go off that. This club's in shambles, man. This club's in shambles. You bring in Guelphy, a small forward, that's his role, to replace a winger and a leadership person on the field, and you bring in Guelphy. I understand we don't have many like leadership people at the club, but I don't see vision of where Guelphy can do that. You legitimately just place a midfielder with a forward. Not how it works. Not how it works at all. I'm in shambles with this club, man.
Are you going to the game next week, Muzz?
No, I'm going back to work. I'm happier at work.
At this
No,
point,
I'm not watching next Saturday, but I will be watching the game. I'm not going to the game. I did that twice last year when we versus the Bulldogs. I went twice.
So did I.
I went with my family friends who bagged for the Bulldogs. That was not fun. I got invited to go to the game next week, and I said no.
Yeah, you send that invitation back. I'm not
going to the game. I refuse to. And I'm not going to a game until I see some type of improvement. Because I'm not wasting my money spending $20-$30 on an admission ticket just to watch that. Whatever that was.
It's bad.
And someone, when I got on here, said they're getting sick of handballing when we get the mark.
Yep.
We seem to over handball it, and it's not even when we're marking it. We're over handballing it in our defensive half. And we saw that clearly last week against Port Adelaide.
We did.
We overuse the handballs. And when teams do that, it goes into shambles. It always does. I don't care which team you are. It showed despite against Geelong, the game just gone. They over handballed it. They showed it against last week against Freo. Every team that over handballs that ball gets into shambles and they turn over the ball. And I don't care if you're a Merritt, I don't care if you're a Corver, I don't care who you are. If we're in a defensive 50, you play safe and you go up the ground, chipping the ball up the field, showing that run and dash. I'm going to name one person that's not an Essendon, and he's a youngster. He plays at Richmond, Sam Grill. His first game against, I think it was Carlson. He played his first game. I watched that game, and I'm sitting there. He's taken on the game at an 18. He's younger than me, as an 18-year-old, running up the field. And we have what, a 27-year-old, a 24-year-old Durham Corwell sitting there doing nothing. They rather stand flat forward and not take the game on, not do anything. They want to sit there, over handball, overuse, and get the ball turned over.
You make a good point. I can't disagree with anything. You can't disagree with anything, Muzz.
We're a young side. I get it. We're going to make mistakes, but I'm sorry. It's not only the players' fault, and I'm disgusted with what Brad Scott said over the last 2 weeks too. I mean, if anyone heard his press conference over the media about dying, I mean, there's just a whole other thing coming, mate. I think we're all going to die before we see anything.
You're right. You're right. It's just a matter of if we see any. I think
that's the only good thing I've heard this week is the dying part. That's it. Anything else? God forbid this club will do anything right. I've been on here.
It's just a matter of if
we'll on this channel against Brisbane last season. We're now into round 3 of the next year, and I've still seen no win. This is depressing.
Geez, some of these players like Archie May and Lockie Blackiston, and I don't think Zach Johnson's got a win yet. That, like, by the time we get a win, the circle, there's going to be more in the circle getting Gatorade showers than outside the circle making it. We're going to have to bring fans in to make up the circle. Oh, God. Okay. All right, Muzz. I better move on.
I wish you all good luck. If I'm here next week, I'll see you guys next week. If not, have fun.
Have fun at work and not having to go to the game. I'll catch ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Greg, I mean, I have questions. Why is your son a dog supporter and not an Essendon supporter, even though he's living a much happier life? But yeah, that's not going to be fun. Lucky at this rate, Essendon fans just go to the game for some drinks and a feed. Yeah, I mean, I had some chips tonight. Thanks to Don, to DC. I'll be able to buy some more chips tomorrow, but the chips were only average. What do I expect? What is Darcy Parish anymore? Put this out to the universe and give me an answer, because it's just hurts my soul a lot. Hello, Travis.
Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Oh, depressed.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why I said pretty good. I'm depressed too. But we're depressed together.
Yeah, exactly. Can I just say I love your content on Instagram. I found it only at the start of like this year, and I've been keeping up with all the stuff. So yeah, thank you for what you're doing for us Essendon fans, even though it's a sad time.
It's a sad time. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. What's the worst of it? What's our worst problem right now?
Where do I start? I'll start with the good. All right. Can I just say Blackiston has really surprised me. He came in last year, and yes, he might not be the ruck that we're looking for right now, but the way that he went against TDK in the practice game, even today against Sherry, he was just he reminds me of a young Nitnat, just jumping over all the ruckmen, just taking the game on. Like, he's a very promising sign for us, especially going into the future. Yes, we got Nick Bryan that's still injured, but Blackiston, he can definitely stay in this team for a lot longer than people probably put out there. Yes, he does. Yeah, he does. He has a lot of heart. Archie Roberts as well. I think he's got probably one of the best left footers in the game. I might be a delusional Essendon fan, but the way that he goes about it, he gives me joy to watch. He really does. Even Caddy as well. But where do I start with the bad? I with Essendon, I don't see a real game plan. I don't. I see us just kicking it long, hoping for the best. There's no. If we go for the handball game, like just say like the Geelong and Collingwood do, it pays off. But we just put ourselves under pressure all the time. We give we take the mark. Yes, they're meant to stand on the rule. Why are we not dragging that player in and giving the handball? We get the mark and we're too busy about going straight away. We're not really doing when it's meant to be a faster game. That's what the AFL is trying to do. But we're just so stuck in one place at the moment that it's just hard to see progression anywhere, to be honest. And I've been a Bombers supporter for 23 years of my life. My brother's a Western Bulldog supporter. He asked me to go to the game next week.
No.
He called me after the game. He goes, "You still?"
That's a trap. That's a trap.
I ended the call. I'm just scared about what Bont's gonna do to us. If he's averaging 30 and 3, he's gonna kick 7 and have 50.
Maybe more. Maybe more. But it's not just him. It's like Ed Richards, Bailey Dale. He had 50 against us last year. He's going to have 70.
I'm scared what Joel Frazier's going to do. He was pick 47, and they're already saying he's the next Bont. Why? Even our recruitment as well. Like Archie Perkins. I'm sorry, but he shouldn't be as high as he got drafted. He shouldn't. Like, I love Archie. Don't get me wrong. He's a good player, but if you look at that draft order, we could have got so much more. We could have got so much more. And I understand Brad Scott saying, like, the leaders need to stick together. If you watch Collingwood play, if you watch Nick Dacos get tagged, you see every single Collingwood player coming up to his tagger, giving him a bump, giving him a fend off, making sure that they feel the pressure as well. Where was that today for Merritt? He had a 19-year-old on him, and he got shut down. The only real-time Merritt really came into the game was the last quarter.
Yeah.
That like we have Cordwell, we've got Parrish. They're two experienced players right there. Why are they not going over and saying, look, Merritt, at the stoppage, we'll give you a fend, we'll give you a bump. Merritt is our best player. Yes, all the stuff happened last year. I'm not gonna lie, as much as I'd hate to say this, if Merritt left, I wouldn't even blame him. From the way that our club is going, Merritt deserves to win a premiership. He deserves to win a Brownlow. If that's somewhere else, I was very vocal on it. I was very vocal. Like, if he left, I wouldn't even blame him at this point. And that's what I'm scared about. Like, how about the Roberts now, the Caddies, the Kakos, all these players coming through? What future do they see in the next 5 to 10 years? Where do they see Essendon going?
Yeah.
If Collingwood comes up, if a Geelong comes up, if a Hawthorn comes up and offers Caddy 2 mil or like a season or a mil a season, then like, what are we gonna do? Rebuild again? Like, that's what I'm just scared about.
The thought of that just brings chills to my bones.
Yep.
But I will say, on a positive note, Caddy has an exceptionally strong connection to this club. And maybe it's misguided, maybe it's starry-eyed youth, but he has such a strong sense of self and a strong connection to this club already. He really, really loves the club. And I say that knowing it from on a more personal, intricate level behind the scenes. So, I know Kane Corns will say, oh, he'll go to Tassie, or David King said it, I think, but he won't do it. He won't. I don't think he will. He wants to be part. He so badly wants to be part of the change. Or he wants his name up in lights in the Essendon Football Club colours. And I think he is determined to be a part of it, not spectate it.
Yeah, I saw a podcast of him talking about that too. He said he wants to be in that group that breaks the drought, so then he can say like, oh look, all the other people didn't do it, but this group of people did it. So like, he's
motivated.
Yeah, he is motivated, which I'm very excited for. Like he could be anything. He could be. Oh, I can only dream of what Caddy can be, but it's just everything around it that I'm concerned about. That's pretty much it, to be honest.
Oh no, I think you've articulated it beautifully, Travis. And I particularly like the bit about how you said we handball and it's the panic straight away. The first instinct is panic, and as you say, to offload it. And there's a difference between going quickly, but if you're going quickly and just turning it over, well, what's the point of going quickly? Exactly. You may as well take an extra second, an extra couple of seconds, have a bit of thought into the next movement, into your next plan. And I think a lot of them would realize they probably have a second or two extra than they actually do.
Yeah.
But right now we are just panicking at just extreme levels. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if they don't believe in their own abilities anymore, or if it's the game plan, or they're confused, or it's, let's have a look. TL's got us some stats. In the AFL, they had 178 kicks to 150 handballs. VFL had 221 kicks to 149 handballs this week. So, look, the ratio wasn't as bad as last week. So there may be some improvement.
Yeah, I can see the improvement, but what we've got to realize is North Melbourne lost to West Coast. Like is that not red flags right there? Like,
yes.
West Coast are the worst team. Like, I've heard talks about us getting Harley Reid. Harley Reid, stay at West Coast. Like West Coast have with him and Dersma, the way that they played against who they played last week? Was it North?
Port.
Port.
Oh,
Port.
not as in West
Port?
Coast or
Yeah, West Coast. Yeah.
oh,
Was it
West
Port?
Coast. Oh God, who did they play?
I'm not too sure.
That's a
But
good question.
But anyways, the way that them two look together, their like West Coast future looks a lot brighter than Essendon's. I'm sorry to say that. Like, yes, we've got the guns, we've got the star power, but there's no game plan for them. There's no like Roberts. I would love to see him. I'd love to see him be like a Zorko type of role. Grab the ball and just take off. Take the game on. Yes, you're young, you'll make mistakes, but that's the type of thing we need. We don't have Nick Martin to do that. So we need someone else to step up and take that role on. You know,
Yeah, nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it. I think Robbo's got it in him. I do. I just don't. Yeah, he's probably. We've got to be patient because he's not there yet. And I dare say he needs help. He needs help to, I guess, leadership to encourage him to do it and to support him in doing it on the way there. But he doesn't have it right now, and we've got no room to move.
But like, when do you think he will get that support though? Because like, if you look at Essendon's coaching staff, we've got all North Melbourne coaches. We've got Brett Stanton. I love Brett Stanton back in the day. We've got Bear. Hey, he was one of the best defenders that I've ever seen in an Essendon jersey. Besides Dustin Fletcher, he was probably one of the best I've ever seen. He never won a premiership, but like the way that he went about it back in the days, he used to direct that back line so much more. And if you look at our game plan now in the back line, no one talks. There's no leaders. There's no, like, if you want to chuck in Ridley after today's game in the VFL, chuck him back in maybe for some leadership just to see. But do we even risk that? Especially because we're going against the Dogs. We're going to get pumped by 150. Like,
the ball's going to be down there a lot. Maybe not the game to bring Ridley back because he's going to have a big workload, but he was very good today, I have to admit. I know it's just the VFL and he did play loose a couple of times, but I can't underestimate his influence today. I think they probably maybe might give him another week, but at this point, I just think what have we got to lose in a way?
Exactly.
Well, Travis,
Can I make one call?
Of course.
I'm going to say this. It's a big call. Sullivan Roby will be the next Joe Watson. I'm saying that now. He will be the next Joe Watson.
I love it. I reckon there's something in that. Yep. I can see it. Do you watch the VFL today?
Yeah, I did. Oh, he looked phenomenal.
Didn't he?
Like, I commented on your post saying put him in, but I understand. maybe Anzac might be the game to put him in.
But the temptation is there. I was definitely,
yeah,
especially after watching tonight. It's the temptation is there. But I think we've got to set him up to succeed. Although you could argue, is he going to succeed? No, we can't go there. No, that's going into the dark place.
See, you're going in the dark place. We got to be positive. We just lost to North Melbourne. Remember that. We got to be positive.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll try my best, Travis. You coming on tonight has certainly put a little dent in it. So thank you so much. Well done.
Thank you for having me.
Your Bomber Banter debut was phenomenal. So thank you so much, and hope to see you back. Gotcha.
I'll be back next week.
Yay! See you then.
Bye.
We're gonna need the therapy more next week. So see you then.
Bye.
Gotcha. Wholesome. All right, let's have a chat to. Assuming your name isn't Bomber Tragedy.
It is tonight.
True. It's apt. How are you?
Yeah, good. How you going?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah. Probably a couple of points I wanted to bring up. What you were saying just before about Caddy in the previous conversation, how he's brought all in. I completely agree with that. I think there's probably one or two guys in there, in my opinion. I think they're just there for the payday. I think they're there just to be in the AFL. I don't think they really care about the club. I don't think they care if we win or lose. They'll brush it off in 10 minutes. They don't. It doesn't bother them. And I think I don't think there's a lot of players like that, but I think, and I don't think it's certainly a lot of the club, but I think there are certainly a handful that even make the team in the first 22 or 23 now, whatever you want to call it, that just don't care. And I think it's pretty obvious when you see that they just brush it off so quickly. Guys like, there's certain players I think that just, whether we win or lose, they could easily move on to the next club and it wouldn't phase them one iota. And I think that has real ramifications with the young players coming through, with what you're trying to build as a team and as a club. Culture's everything, regardless of the industry or the business you're in. You don't get that right, you're on the back foot, and it's a really, really steep mountain to climb. And I think that's where we're at right now.
It's it's hard not to disagree with you, but the reality of that hurts so much. And it's probably, you make a good point about the culture, because you can probably only you can't carry multiple guys in that mind frame.
No.
And the part you say about them just brushing it off after a loss, like it's nothing. You want them to be hurting. You expect them to be hurting like the rest of us. And I don't know, is it illogical to think they're not? But it's hard not to feel that they are. It's very confusing.
Yeah, look, and I don't expect you to have seen it, because obviously you said you're at the game. I wasn't. I watched it on TV. Tell you what, Ben McKay was having a good old laugh with Nick Larkey straight after the game. And, it's one of those things that, they're probably, obviously they would have had a relationship being ex-teammates and that kind of stuff. But, mate, you just lost against your ex-club, if anything, and you're having a little chuckle in the forward line at the end of the game. Nah, that doesn't sit well with me. He wasn't the only one. I'm singling him out, but he wasn't the only one. But that really doesn't sit right with me, especially when you play against your former club. Like, mate, you should be wanting to smash them to kingdom come. Like, they let you walk out the door. They let you walk out the door. They didn't give you the contract that you thought you deserved. You should be wanting to beat them week in, week out. And you're having a laugh with a former mate. You don't do it on the field. Behind closed doors, sure. Not straight after the game. What kind of look does that send to the club? What kind of look does that send to the supporters? And he wasn't the only one. I'm singling him out, but he wasn't the only one doing it either.
The optics are never good. I have to I'll back him up and say, not that I love the optics personally, but it happens time and time again. We see club players play against their old clubs and they lose, and at the end of the game, they're having a laugh with their old teammates. And there's a big faction of the community who are like, after the siren sounded, it's fair game, they're good mates. But the optics, you can't disagree with the optics. It feels like shit seeing it. That's just how I feel.
And like I said, he's not the only one. Like, I'm singling him out. I'm well aware he's not the first player. And he won't be the last. It will happen all the time. There's a place you can do it. And straight after a game where you're still on the footy field and people can see you, that is not the place. It's just not. You can do it on, the next day where you can catch up with a coffee afterwards or something like that. It doesn't have to be there on the field. Like that, again, I mean, that's one small gripe I've got. Probably the other one as well is I heard you say earlier about, with Scott, the grass not always being greener. And to a certain extent, I probably agree with that. He's just so far not the answer. It's not even funny. I don't see him being overly engaging with the players. I don't see him creating a culture that is great. And I think a big part of that is, and I watched a lot of your stuff, during the preseason, which was absolutely fantastic, and I appreciate it, by the way. But a lot of it was about the movement from the ruck. A movement, as soon as that bounce happened, handball, kick. Or, lowering the eyes and all that kind of stuff. Round 1, we haven't even done that. Round 2, we didn't do that. Round 3, we didn't do that. So you can have all the great tactics as a coach, but if you're not actually engaging your players to actually follow through with that, you're not that great a coach.
And that's been one of the more difficult things for me to observe and to consume, because I watched 3 months of this in the off season, and I watched them train ball movement, particularly, mainly, and defense. And this is not what they trained. It's just not. But that's why I always caveated it, or mostly caveated it, that it was working against each other. And it was always a question mark if it was going to translate when opposition turned up the heat. And you can say it's an indictment on the quality and depth on our list and who they're playing against, but or you can say it was never a good strategy or system or tactics to begin with.
And it's
both can be true as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just on him. Like, I'm saying, get rid of. Like, I think Scott needs to go. He should have been gone at 3/4 time. Like, he absolutely needs to go. He hasn't done anything for me to show that he's been the coach to take us moving forward. And I even say that after the first season, second season, I was actually probably different to a lot of people, where a lot of people felt like he was going to be a good fit for what we needed at that point. And I can see, and I can understand people's point of view. For me, I was personally a little bit underwhelmed. I wasn't completely against it, but I wasn't overwhelmed at the same time. It was just kind of, okay, let's see how it goes. He hasn't shown me anywhere near enough to say that he's the right coach to take us moving forward. And I've looked at what he does. I see the game plans that he's put in place. And I don't think, you know, what we're saying and what you said about pre-season and all that kind of stuff, that's not just on him, by the way. That's on the players to be able to follow through and actually have the courage to actually do what is being asked of them. So it's not just on him. But he's not the solution moving forward. So just because it's not just on him doesn't mean that he's exempt from people not targeting him, sorry, that's probably the wrong word, but probably being critical of his performance. Yeah, correct. I still think he's a big part of the issue. And yes, like I said, it's not just on him, but he's not the solution. He's absolutely not the solution. What's the worst thing that happened? You know, Dean Solomon might not be the answer. Absolutely. And I can completely agree with that. What's the worst thing that can happen at the moment? We chuck him in, he gets the players engaged, gets them fighting for something, see what happens. If it doesn't work, well, it wasn't working prior, was it? So what's the difference? Might as well try it out, see what happens. If we don't like it, doesn't work, at least we know what we're trying to take moving forward. But for me, I know Scott's not going to go tomorrow morning. I'm well aware of that. I'm not naive enough to think so, but I'd get rid of him tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's a fair call, and a lot of people share your view. I don't quite. I'm not convinced one way or another, to be quite honest. But I'm just riding the wave right now. So but I do think that it's inevitable, because I think the noise will eventually make it happen. So I do think everyone will get their wish eventually.
Yeah. Yeah. And which is,
like,
you know, and I can understand if people don't want it to happen straight away, and that's completely fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah.
For me, I'm just not seeing anywhere near enough to know that even moving forward, that there's going to be enough progression or development to be even giving him a chance, because we've seen that for the last couple of years. Nothing's changed. So, yes, it might be only round 3 or going into round 4. Doesn't make a difference. It's not just about what we've seen this last 3-4 weeks. It's about what we've seen the last couple of years. And what we have seen hasn't been good enough. You can blame, you know, injuries. You can blame the lists to a certain degree. Absolutely. But he's also a coach, so he's got to take a bit of responsibility for that as well.
Of course.
And we haven't seen.
I guess I see the facts laid out, and I see reasons for why we're having the results we're having to a certain degree. I mean, this is probably an extreme level. I probably didn't expect the capitulation that we're having to start this season, but I can see that turning over 33 players in 3 years was going to have an impact. I can see having 15 debutants in one season was going to have an impact. I can see that, having a very young team, being the second youngest team in the league and most inexperienced, was going to have an impact. But I probably didn't see this degree of fallout happening. So I think everything that you've said has been very fair. I'll call you Bomber Tragedy because I don't have a name, but thank you so much for joining us tonight and your debut. You're wonderful and articulated your points very well. So thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Have a good night.
You too. Bye. Are you all behaving yourselves in the chat? No, you're all apologising to each other now. Okay, good. All right. Let's have a chat to the legend, the man. Hello, King. How are you?
Are
you starting fights in the chat? Are you starting fights in the chat?
I didn't do anything. I was talking shit about Harry Mackay. I mean, I don't like Harry Mackay.
I love the innocent look you just gave me, and I'm not buying it for a fucking second. What are you doing to my chat, my community? What are you doing?
I didn't do anything, I swear. Hey, I went to the Bombers game. I sat there the whole game. It was great.
You did not. You did not.
I did. Nosebleeds. I'll show you. I had the time of my life.
As if you didn't call me to come and say hi so we could cry, so I could have a shoulder to cry on.
I was gonna message you, but then you guys started losing. I was like, I'll leave it alone. Like I'm gonna be like a dickhead or something. I'm gonna say something like it's in my nature. So look.
Oh, so you're protecting me? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, nosebleeds right there.
Okay, so are you like? Was that some sick warped? Like you just like hate watching? Is that why you went to?
No, so my best mate is a North supporter, and I literally it was a last second decision. It was like I didn't know I was going to the game until 2 hours before.
Okay. Fair.
That was like I don't want to be rude, but like as a neutral supporter, that was a great watch. Like that was really fun to watch. To have like two teams like that are like, you know what? I'm not going to call you bad. To have two teams that are similar like that, it was like fun to watch as a neutral. It made me feel like Carlton are a lot better than what they are.
I can see that. I can
Yeah,
see that.
yeah.
That just hurts. It hurts, but I can see where you're coming from.
Hey, honestly, I had pretty good seats. I've never sat nosebleeds before, so I watched like a lot of the play behind the ball. You know what's really scary about you guys? It's not that it's a talent issue. It's like effort. You guys just don't run. Ahead of the ball and behind the ball, none of you guys made space. Forwards, backmen, even midfielders. Like, I understand the game plan is like to play fast and whatever, but I'm watching your players move and handball quickly. But no one is moving ahead of the ball. So that's why they go quick and then they just run themselves into a corner.
You just summed up exactly what is happening. And that's why I'm not convinced it's entirely the system, because there's no spread. They are not spreading, and it's a willingness. You need a willingness to do it.
Yeah. Do you think that's not... I put that on system. I feel like they don't know what they're supposed to do.
Oh, so you think it's they don't know, or they're not?
Yeah.
Before you said they just don't do it.
They don't do it, but I don't think it's an effort thing. I think it's like they actually just don't know what to do. Like it's like well and fair to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna move the ball quick this game, but like you have to plan ahead, and I don't think they Okay, it's either that your players are stupid and they've never played AFL, which it can't be that because they're professional athletes, or it's like the game plan is flawed and they don't understand it, which is like why they had the player meeting last week, right? And then they went to the coaches and they're like, oh, we don't understand the game plan. Is that not what they said? Like, correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, possibly, likely that they said that, but they had a team only meeting where they did some soul searching. Apparently,
I'm pretty sure I heard something where it's like 3 players. I think it was like Merritt, McGrath, and someone else went to the coaching staff and told them we don't understand how to defend. Or was that bullshit?
No, that's just some extra mayo on what was a leadership meeting where they would have likely said we're probably a bit confused. And yeah, Moby said bit from column A, bit from column B. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, well, rip Brad Scotch. Do you think he stays after this week? No.
Oh yeah, this week.
After this week.
Yeah.
Okay. When's like the breaking point for him to get sacked? Because like it's him. I'm really concerned, Fiona, that you're gonna lose all your games and then you need to play us and you're gonna win.
Am I concerned about that?
I'm concerned about that.
Oh, you're concerned about that. I don't see that happening at all.
Yeah.
There is no way you lose to Essendon. No way.
I'm not even going to talk shit because I've learned my lesson.
And also, like that, you're not gonna get welcome back if you talk too much shit.
I'm not talking shit. I'm being nice. Hey, this is me being nice. I can be a lot
Being
meaner.
nice. I don't know that you've been nice.
Nah, honestly, it's not that bad. Like I know it's like all doom and gloom right now, but like you've got like a really young list. Like someone said in the chat before, like 29 debutants or something, or 19 debutants in 26 games. That's a lot of turnover. It's not just on the. You also don't have a good coach either. It's a bit of both. Like
Column A, column B. So what do we
Yeah.
do? Because there's one scapegoat here, whether you think he's a scapegoat, but if he goes and then we don't improve straight away and another coach can't get them to play to a better system, what happens then? Sack that
So-
coach or sack all the players?
I can give you like a nice answer, and I can give you my actual answer. My nice answer is like maybe you guys can turn around with this coach and this list. My actual answer is I feel like you need to sack the coach and then sack the list. Start over. Not your whole list. You've got good kids. You've got good kids. You got Caddy, who I thought was sick, by the way. Caddy has that dog in him, bro. Like I saw him
does.
step over Toby Pink, and I was like, oh, it's insane. That was great. Like
Your
it's
favorite
like,
Toby Pink.
yeah, fuck you, Toby Pink. Cop that. 2-meter Peter was great as well. Kako was good. I thought. Sard was good. You already replaced Sard. Like he was pretty good as well. He didn't play much of the game. Played 60% time on ground. Had like 15 touches.
Yeah, I thought, we didn't get much from his run and carry, and the same a bit with Zach Johnson. Chat. It felt like he wanted and he was trying to be an option in the next or a next link in the chain of handballs, but we just weren't using him, and it was a bit what I can't remember who said it, but we were just getting rid of the ball too quickly, and he's free running past the ball carrier, and they're not even taking a second. And this is where footy IQ comes into it. They're not even taking an extra second to breathe and to actually look who's running past or listen, because I'm sure he's calling here, and then they're just offloading it and making it somebody else's problem.
Yeah. Well, who do you put the blame on then? Is it more Scott or is it more the players?
I put a lot in column A and I put a lot in column B. And maybe like by Monday, column A is ahead. And by Tuesday, I think it's column B is ahead. And by Wednesday, I have lost all my will to live and I don't know. And I've come back around to, but what I do know is that this feels inevitable to me. I feel like I see where we're going. And I think let's just take us there now because we're going to end up there anyway.
Yeah, I think so. I think, but like, it doesn't have to be a full rebuild. Like, you guys aren't that bad. I feel like you just need to get rid of some of these senior players. Like, Merritt should have been gone. Merritt getting tagged by Finn O'Sullivan, who's like a second-year player. Like, I understand tags are hard and whatever, but like, bro, you're 30 years old. You're the best player on that team. You've been tagged before in your career. You have to break it. A player like that has to break that tag. You can't just sit and accept it. Like, that's the difference between like good. Yeah,
That's
he
the
just
part
sat
I
and
hated.
accepted. But like, no one else really helped support him either. Like,
True.
so it's a bit of both as well. But like, again, like, if Merritt doesn't step up, who is next in line?
No one. And
No.
Zach Merritt's not stepping up at the moment. So it's not a matter of if he steps up. He's just not stepping up at the moment. And I think there's players who want to be the player to step up, but I just don't think whether they're lacking confidence, whether they lack the ability. Does the system prevent you from stepping up and being a leader? I don't know that it does. Your opinion?
100% it does. You can be the greatest player in the game. If you're in a shit system, you can't thrive. You can't.
Yeah.
Like, system always beats strength. System always beats talent. Doesn't matter how you could have a team full of like 23 of the best AFL players, and you put them against 23 average AFL players. But if the average AFL players are coached really well, you can't beat them. If they're coached really well and understand their system and the plan, you can't beat them. I've always believed that. And that's why I think some of the best teams in the league, like you look at Hawthorn, maybe it's a touchy subject, but like they don't really have stars. Like, who do they have that's like a bona fide star? Like, not like who? Jake Newcomb, Nick Watson, that's it. But like, they have like a really great coach with a really great system, and they just get the job done. They understand their roles. They don't rely on single players. Like for Hawthorn, like if Gunston goes down, Mabior will step up. And if Watson doesn't step up, they have Ginnivan, they have other smalls who I'm forgetting at the moment, but they share the load. I feel like you guys don't, it's not that you don't do it, you just don't have the caliber of players to do it. Like,
so it is the caliber of players. Because
yes,
again, there's everybody, it's funny because when I hear fans talk about this and when I read the opinions on social media, in one breath, it's the system, and in the other breath, it's the players, because you can have a great system in place, but if you don't have the players with the intent and the effort and the heart, no system is going to survive that. But then, and so the opinions are contradicting themselves, and that's why I sit firmly, and I don't actually know what I actually believe, because I put my hand up and say I don't know, because I can see both sides.
Yeah, well, it's like me with, like, as a Carlton supporter, it's like me with Voss last year. It's like, I don't know what was wrong with the club. I don't know if it was the players, if it was the intent, or if it was the coach. But, like, I firmly believe now that it is the coach. A year gone. Like, we've lost a lot of our players. Like, we lost... Like, I'll say this now.
So you think you're severely underperforming right now because Voss is still your coach?
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
Correct. 100%. Like, I don't think we're a finals list, but I don't think we're... like where we are right now. Like, I don't think I don't think we should be a 1 goal better team than Richmond. Like, I don't think I should be playing Melbourne and North Melbourne and worrying, like stressing my fucking ass off. Like,
welcome to the joyful arena of worrying and never showing up to a game knowing that you're going to win. Welcome to that party, bro.
Yeah. I mean, like, even when we play you guys, I'm not confident. Bro, I'm shitting myself. I'm not confident to beat. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you reckon? No, I shouldn't. We're in the same boat.
You sat there tonight and you watched it. You watched the butcher show that was on display.
Both teams were horrible. North had more turnovers than you.
They did.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous to me, because I think somebody fell asleep in the third quarter and forgot to keep the stats in the third quarter, and we're a quarter short of statistics, because I don't believe that.
Yeah. Again, both teams were terrible. And, like, you had more scoring shots as well. You had more, like, arguably, bro, like, I don't want to, like, I'm not even saying this just to hype you up. I thought you were the better team on the night. You just couldn't convert when it came to inside 50. And, like, there was just little skill errors. Like, it
felt early. It felt early in the first half. Had we had a bit more poise and composure, and that's why Sam Durham was sticking out to me a lot, because his decision-making under even slight pressure was abysmal. And it burnt so many opportunities to maybe get ahead, or to get a goal. I mean, to get ahead would be nice, but maybe to get 2 goals ahead, to get a bit of a sniff. And I just thought in the first quarter and the second quarter, when we were really up for it and the momentum was kind of still up for grabs, I thought little moments of a lack of composure and poise. And that's what, in a way, it kind of made me feel a bit better, because I thought, oh, maybe it's the kids just lacking composure, but it wasn't. It was sometimes, but it was more of the more experienced players and leaders.
Yeah. Yeah. I think something like the fans also have to really take into account is that if you do sack Brad Scott, which I know as a Carlton supporter, trust me, I'm 20 years old. I've seen 5 different coaches, right?
That's wild. That's wild.
I've seen 5 different coaches. It's very easy to sit there and just be like, sack the coach, fuck Brad Scott. But who are you gonna get in? Who do you guys in the chat want in? Realistically, there's no one else, and there's nothing worse than getting like an old broke down coach. Like I said this the last time I was here. You don't want to do that. You don't want Adam Simpson. You don't want Longmire. Like, you don't want a coach like that. So I think it's important. I think if anything, you start from the assistants first. Because like that post I saw where you guys have recreated North Melbourne's list, like coaching list, like that needs to be changed. That can't, if it's not the head coach, it needs to be the assistants that change. I think we did it pretty well. That's what Carlton did. So we got rid of like most of our assistants. Instead of like
But are
get
you
rid of
any
Voss.
better? Are you any better since you've done that?
No, because see, and that proves that Voss is the problem. But Brad Scott might not be your problem. It might be the assistants.
I'm
So it's trial
disappointed
and
that
error.
I'm disappointed that we're going to get to sacking Brad Scott without having improved the assistants first to see if it is Brad Scott, or he just needed a bit more flair in his assistant coaches, or a bit more IQ in his assistant coaching, or a head of coaching, or director of coaching. I'm sad that we're going to get to the point of getting rid of him without having turned over the assistant coaches.
See, I agree with you, but Jordan Gale in the comments makes a great point. He brought those assistants in. So he
Yeah.
picked them.
Well,
But, like-
yes, but it's not working. So turn him over.
But like, I don't think. What if he doesn't want to do that? What if he thinks it's not the assistant coaches?
Well, then I guess it's him.
Yeah, it's like, look, it's a lot easier just to sack the head coach, and that's probably what clubs are gonna do. That's probably what you're gonna do if it keeps going on like this. And then you're gonna have an assistant coach. So who's your assistant coach right now? Like your head assistant coach? Do you know?
We don't have one. We don't have a head assistant coach.
You don't have a head assistant coach,
No. We have
Sick.
assistant coaches.
or like a senior assistant
Why?
coach?
Who's your head assistant coach?
It's a guy. I'm forgetting his name. He coached us. We have one though. We have a senior assistant coach. I forgot his name.
No, we definitely
have-
don't. We just have assistant coaches.
So we have like head coach, Voss, terrible coach, the head assistant, and then we have like line coaches. Like we have like a forward, midfield, back line, and then we have like made up roles.
Nah.
Okay,
We just got line
that's
coaches.
interesting.
There you go,
That's interesting.
Hanson. Maddie Lange coming to the
Yes,
party. Thank
yeah,
you,
Ashley
Lange.
Hansen. Yeah, Ashley Hansen. That's it. So like if we sack Voss, he'll be the coach. He'll be our interim coach. So you don't know who your interim coach will be if you sack him.
It'll be Solomon. But
Okay,
he's our
there you go.
defensive coach. He's not a head assistant coach. He's our defensive coach.
Yeah, right. He needs to get sacked. Your defense is terrible.
I mean, the forward line is worse.
I don't know.
I want a new forwards coach.
I think who played on Zane Dersma?
Well, a few people played on Zane Dersma, but I'm pretty sure Jackson Pryor was on Zane Dersma for a little bit.
Yeah, anyone that makes Zane Dersma look like an AFL footballer doesn't deserve to be in a back line. Like that's terrible. And I think Ben McCarthy.
Is it a little bit harsh on Paul Zane? He's a second-year player.
So is Zane Dersma. He's a second-year player too.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I said, is that a bit harsh on Dersma, not Pryor? Not Pryor. He's been in the system. Yeah.
No, I don't give a shit about Dersma. He's a dud. I don't. I'll be nice to the Essendon fans. There's not no supporters in here, hopefully.
There were a few, but they've been banned for being mean.
Really, North supporters getting up and about.
Oh yeah.
Haven't they won like 9 games in 10 years? Like, what's going on there?
And like I couldn't be bothered like letting the chat go into bat and to say how ironic some of their comments were. So I just put them in a timeout.
Bro, just message me next time. I'll come in the chat.
Yeah, I should. I should know that. I know you got my back. No, but you know what? You can't wait for me to message you. I'm live on the fan cams. You gotta be looking in the chat and looking for the trolls.
Yeah, but it takes me an hour and a half to get home. So
yeah, fair. But you should be watching on the train. What are you doing?
Drive car.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. I don't take the train. It's too dangerous.
Alrighty. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It was already a shocking night. Well, not for you. You said you had fun. It was a bad night for us. If you have to go.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Not even like laughing or hate watching. Literally, it was just like nice to watch footy as a neutral. You should try it. You guys should try it. You guys should hate watch us tomorrow. I'm giving you full permission.
Yeah. Look, I'm very fortunate that I do love AFL football in general, and I get much joy and pleasure from watching other teams, and that's a gift, and I'm grateful for that gift in this moment because I don't put all my happiness in just Essendon. So that's something. I'll hold on to that. It's not lasting, but I'll hold on to it for tonight. All right, legend. I'm gonna let you go.
Done. Thank you for having me
Thanks
on.
so much.
Make sure you guys hit the
Thank
like
you so
button.
much.
Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. There's like 250 in here. There's only like 80 likes. Hit the fucking like button. Also, Ken Otto, I'll see you on Good Friday.
Peace out.
See ya. Bye-bye.
He's right. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done that. All right, let's take it home with the one and only Noel.
Hey,
Welcome to the party.
I got my European.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pop a few tonight, I think.
I did the double header. I went to the St Kilda Brisbane game at Marble. That was a weird experience to go to that game, go home, and then come back to the same place. So I just
Why did you go home?
Because I wasn't wearing my Essendon stuff. I needed to go home and get changed, have a shower, and go back again.
Why didn't you just pack it with you?
I could have, but they're going to kick you out of the ground. You're not going to let you stay there.
Oh, I see.
Because their game was 12:30.
Right.
So I didn't get to watch the only decent game Essendon played, and that was the VFL.
That was
So I
bad
missed
decision making by you. Yeah. It might be the only joy we get.
And just to let the Carlton man know, I'm going to watch Carlton and Melbourne tomorrow as well. So, because I wanted to actually see what it's like to have a winning team. I was watching Draper actually. I wanted to see how Draper went for Brisbane. But I tell you what, they locked that Lockie Ash. Is that
apparently? Wait. Apparently Draper was awful. I was getting text messages all day saying he stunk it up.
Yeah. Well, none of their rucks play very well. Even the Conning was pretty ordinary too.
Okay.
But I tell you what, they've got some that Brisbane half back line. Oh man, because we could use a few of those blokes.
Yeah.
Now Jade last week wanted to know the game plan. I got it. It's a special here. It's on this posted note, the game plan. She wanted to see the game plan. Here it is. I don't know if you can read it. It says, handball at all costs, turnovers don't matter, kick aimlessly, bomb to no one, lose. That's the game plan. I've got it here. It's written down on a post-it note. So you can say, there it is, folks. I got the game plan. I also
I love that part of the game plan is to lose.
Yeah. Because that way you get draft picks and priority picks. You see, that's part of the plan, isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah. The other thing I've got, sadly, is I'm going to really need some help with my mental health. Is I've got a ticket for the Western Bulldogs game. I actually spent money and purchased a ticket to go and see that. Because I want to see a world record. That could be the biggest loss of all time. Or the Bulldogs might not show up and we'll get a win by default.
We've been breaking so many records at the moment for all the wrong reasons. What's one more? What's actually someone in the chat who is good on the research. What's the biggest loss in AFL history? Not VFL, AFL history. What's the biggest loss? What's the margin?
I think there was a lot. I think there was a side that kicked something like 35 goals. Geelong kicked 35 goals against Fitzroy one year or something. There's been a couple of big scores.
Okay, so let's say since 2000. Since 2000, what's been the biggest loss?
That'd be a good one to look up. Now I want to look at a couple of positive things. First of all, no shitting on Ben Mackay, the only bloke who's been consistent all year. Again, very few goals kicked against him. He does his job every week, and that's all he's doing his job. He took some contested marks and some intercept marks, and he's certainly not on the bad list. I liked some work of Johnson, but what annoyed me, and I think I was listening to Adam Cooney mention it a few times, 4 or 5 times, big fella by the name of Archer May. He must be invisible because he was on his own in the forward line at least 4 times, and they just didn't kick it to him. They just went and kicked somewhere else. He's on his own, no one on him. He must have been invisible. I don't know. You can't see the guy. He was making leads. He was doing what he was meant to do. I thought Oh, Johnson was pretty good. Saad Al Hurley did some nice things, but we just let down by the same old faces yet again. Parrish let us down. Merritt and we've already talked about Merritt getting tagged out. He's switched off. He's just playing for his contract now. He's playing his year out. He doesn't care. And I said this last week when I went over the top. I do apologise. I was very over the top last week.
No, you weren't. You just feel
I was
you just
very aggressive and very. But
no,
that's the way it is.
I didn't feel like you're aggressive. You're just expressing your feelings, and it was entertaining for me. So
Fair enough. Entertaining for people. Yeah. So I just thought
you're
I come
forgetting
up with
someone.
real
You're
jokes there.
forgetting one of the better positives. You're forgetting one of the better positives.
Oh, Blackiston was fantastic.
No, yeah, he was fantastic.
And Peter Wright, of course. Peter Wright played one of his best games. But Blackiston's passed down his throat twice. You know, the big ruckman. Even North Melbourne people behind me going, the guy with the ponytail's pretty good, isn't he? Yeah, he's not bad.
That's good
He's
on
not bad.
him. I'm so glad. He had no, and you know what? He had no right. He had no right to actually against Tristan Sherry, coming up against Tristan Sherry. Like, he had no right to actually feel like he could compete today and actually do really well, but he did. And
I think a lot of people expected he was going to get flogged too, didn't they? I think a lot of people were scared of how good Sherry was. North Melbourne were not that impressive.
No.
We
no.
didn't kick straight. We didn't kick straight. We kicked a bit straight. I think it could have been a much more closer game. And the last 5 minutes might have meant something because they weren't that impressive. They had 2 or 3 impressive players who did some nice things. The prior tackle, come on, please. Umpires. Even the radio commentators were saying this was the worst umpiring they've ever seen. And they were saying it.
Definitely the worst in 3 weeks. I haven't, not noticing the umpires. Yeah, not noticing the umpires is good.
Yeah.
But tonight they had a really poor game, both ways.
Yeah, both ways. Because as I said, I went to the St Kilda Brisbane game and they couldn't kick a goal in the first quarter. Both sides were kicking points. But I never noticed the umpires. And because you haven't got a dog in the fight, you probably don't. When there was something, like, that was a bit of a wrong one. But there wasn't even. AFL members are really quiet. I was sitting in the AFL members area, and they only start really getting barracking in the last quarter. There's no passion in the AFL members, I don't think. Maybe that's just right. I'll see if it's different tomorrow night.
No, it was flat. No, it was very flat. I'm gonna bring this comment on screen. Thank you for the 5 dims. Appreciate you being here tonight. I assume that you are not around these parts much, but I'm a big Ben Mackay defender and fan, and I was shattered after the Hawthorn game at how well he played. He was our best on by an absolute mile, and I was just shattered that it was such a shocking performance that he didn't get the chocolates and the flowers after the game that he deserved. It was a sensational game by him against a quality opponent, and in a better performance, he would have got some real applause from the community and the AFL media, and he didn't. And I agree, he does not get bags. Who was a forward who was kicked a bag against him? That is plain and simple. And there are no forwards who have. He plays a role. I thought, he obviously had a very strong opponent tonight in Larky, and Larky had a lot of goal and score involvements, but largely I thought he held his own. And he is put this way, he's not perfect, but he is so far from our biggest problem right now.
Larky had the potential to kick 7 or 8 against us, and the goals he did get were not against Mackay. He outmarked Reid, I think, on one occasion. He got a lucky, really good pass. It was just no fullback was going to stop this. So he made the most of his opportunities, Lucky, but he normally would kick 5 or 6 goals and was expected he was going to kick a bag. So
I had him down for, like, if he kicks 6 tonight, we're probably doing all right. Like that,
Yeah.
He kicked 6 in a losing side last week.
Yeah. I mean, he is one of the most accurate kicks too. A terrific player, but they've got 2 or 3 really good players there. But I didn't think they were that impressive.
No, they weren't.
It just shows you how bad we were. Look. Our defence was reasonable. The forward line I thought was reasonable. It's the midfield that was letting you down. Your forwards can't do it. If you're kicking the ball overhead several times, blokes are leading out. The ball goes over the top. You know, if you're not disposing of the football properly in the forward line, I don't care who you are. Dunstall's not going to get a mark in this team. So, but it was better. The handball was a lot better than last week.
There was less of them. I don't know how much less putting under pressure of teammates we did, but there were less of them, and they were attempting to kick it more.
And we particularly in the first quarter, we seemed to kick the footy a lot more. We seemed to be using the ball a little bit better. But we'd hit the forward line and it would just come straight back. So that was where the issue was, that they just bombed it, without looking. McGrath did it several times. There was players inboard. There was a chance to go to this person. I said May was on his own a couple of times. No, I'm just going to bomb it down there. But who are we going to drop the big names? Because I think Brad Scott's comment was really he expected better from the experienced players. That's why he let a few of the younger blokes go sit down in the VFL and find out what it's like to win a game and play in a winning side. Because the way it's going, we're going to have to write the words to the song on the bloody wall because none of them will be able to remember it.
There's going to be more in circles.
Yeah.
So okay, Noel, who does our first win come against?
I think we can beat West Coast.
In West Coast?
Well, yeah. Well, again, AFL sending us all around the world.
We should be able to win anywhere.
And we've beaten Melbourne in Adelaide a few times, so who knows? And Melbourne are an interesting team. I'd love to beat Collingwood though. That would be lovely. Even if we had one win for the year and we knocked out Collingwood, that would be. But that's not going to happen. I can dream about that.
Your hopes on that. I was just
I can dream about that. I could dream. I could dream about dating a supermodel too. I know it's not going to happen.
Just disembark that train right now. There's no point doing that to your nervous system.
Look, we've got some youngsters that are encouraging. I think we've got something with a few of those kids. Will Sardis play? I think Brad Scott has a beanish bonnet about him. I think they don't like him. There's something that they don't like about him. He's getting 32 possessions, but 32 possessions in the VFL is about 15 in the AFL.
Yeah.
It's about the level. So he needs to probably get 128 possessions, and then might think about it. I don't know what it is. Edwards is probably due in a couple of weeks. I see we lost McMahon. He got an injury.
Yeah, I don't know how bad. Don't know how bad it was.
It's an injury. It's probably 9 weeks.
Nick Bryan is likely to be back next week in the VFL. Hopefully, all being well this week.
Well, that'll be good.
That will give us a bit more to play around with. I don't know. Again, if it's our biggest problem at the moment.
No, but it was interesting that Brisbane played 3 ruckmen. They pretty much had 3 rucks because they had Fort
and Draper, and
there was one other, the other big guy, Allen.
He's a forward. He's not really a ruck.
Well, he plays a bit of ruck. But they were playing. They had quite a tall side. But we looked as if we could beat them earlier the way Brisbane were playing. They just put their foot down. They looked a little bit shaky and a bit rattly, and they've got a few injuries at the moment. Got a few players out, but then when it got serious, they lifted their game, and the interesting thing when they tagged Wangan and Miller, he played well. As soon as they took the tag off him, where Wenger Miller disappeared and wasn't in the game. So that was a weird scenario. But look, let's look at some positives. Let's again just look at, we've got some kids. Let's develop them. I don't know. Perkins, is he get another game? He didn't kick a goal this week.
He didn't.
He played reasonably well within that over possessing handball in third quarter. And
he had some options. Perkins had some opportunities to do some nice things, and again, lack poise and composure to hit a target, to lower the eyes.
They seem to rush for some reason. They just seem to, the glaring one for me was, it was pretty unfortunate because we had Caddy run. It looked like he was going to bomb one from 45 meters, and Johnson ran in his line of sight. And he must have thought, handball it to him. Johnson just needs to stay out of that. If he stayed back, bang. That could have been a really good turning point. And I thought Merritt's miss was another one. That he had that beautiful roving off the pack, and he missed.
So you don't think Caddy should have just given Johnson the quick handball? He was streaming through. He'd given it to him.
He tried to handball it to him instead of just bombing. He just get the key, because I think he took his line of sight away because he was all set to kick the goal, and then he said, I should do the right thing and handball. But there was opportunities. We got a double 50-meter penalty, and we hurried it. Blackiston rushed it, and then they got the ball down and they rushed it again, and the ball went the other way, and North scored from it.
Yeah,
So,
in 60 seconds we got an 100-meter penalty, and then a goal scored against us in 1 minute.
And the bozo from North doing a Draper in the goal square. Well, I fell over. Sorry. I thought he was an Indian soccer player or something. But yeah, look,
it's very painful. It's very painful.
I've got the painkillers where we can move on to the next week and the next week after.
Do we have to move on to next week?
I'm going to be in Sydney, so I'm going to miss at least one game. I'm going to miss the Melbourne game because I'm going to be in Sydney doing something better. I'm at the Opera House, so that's
good for you.
That'll be better.
All right, Noel.
But anyway, look, let's stay positive, folks. I can't see us doing anything with the coach because Worsfold couldn't get him to defend. Ben Rutten couldn't get him to defend. He can't get him to defend. So maybe it's not the coach. Maybe it's the players just don't want to defend. Maybe we can look at it that way. Look, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully by Anzac Day we've won at least one, maybe 2 games. But I think after that, if we're 0-7, it's probably bye-bye and we'll see what happens. But yeah, look, who knows? Anyway, put all your security on, get all your doctors' appointments ready for next week.
Book those psychology appointments, everyone.
That's right. Yeah, get your pills ready and all that you need for survival, because that's going to be one scary afternoon.
It is. It absolutely is. Thank you, Noel. You big legend. You always put a smile on my face.
Well, thanks. A few people on the chat last week said you and I should do a segment together. So I don't know what we could do, but we might have to discuss that on the OT.
All
but
right.
Anyway,
we'll watch a game together. We'll do a live stream of an old game. Aren't we going to do that? I thought that was what we're going to do.
Yeah. I spoke to Essendon and they said they won't. You can't really use their videos, but there's a lot of fan videos that are available, and you can put a little note up saying you are for research only. So like a lot of reviewers do that. People who review TV shows do that. So that way we're not making you're giving yourself an out. But yeah, we're gonna have a look at.
I love that you actually asked the club about that. So well done, Noel. Get on the front foot.
Yeah, I asked the club because there's a rare Essendon video YouTube channel which shows a lot of the old games. But
okay.
yeah.
We'll get on
anyway, Well, maybe we can do a preview of a show one night too. So
maybe when we've all given up. When we've all given up
me,
watching.
and Pommy can get together. That'd be a fun trio, wouldn't it?
That sounds like a lot of fun and an interesting time and some very interesting analogies.
And I like Twix bars too, so I'm in for those.
All right, Noel.
All right, yeah.
Let's
Look,
get out of
it's
here.
late. I'm gonna go cheer myself up and watch Afterlife.
When do you sleep?
Oh, what's that?
True.
I'll sleep some stage. But
Okay.
Cheer myself up and watch Afterlife. That's a great. I don't know if you've seen that series. It's really good.
Okay.
But anyway,
sounds good. All right. Good night, Noel.
take it easy.
Have a good
Enjoy.
week.
Have football.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. All right, chat. Let's have a quick 5-second chat before I let you all go, because there's still a lot of you here. Are you guys just all night owls, or is this show just incredibly appealing that you're just sticking around, or are you hate watching? Are you watching the demise? I saw a Freo fan in here just before, and he was very, very polite, so that's nice. And Voodoo, you've been great. Here he is. I appreciate that. I think largely the opposition supporters have been pretty good tonight. I've tried to keep an eye on it from a content point of view. So, you don't want me showing, what do you want to see from a content point of view in terms of this channel? Because I think I have to admit, and we all have to admit, obviously we're going to be losing a lot. So there's not a whole heap of positivity that I can show you that you're not going to throw back in my face and tell me that we're just shit, right? This is what I'm feeling a lot at the moment. I'm trying to say, okay, but the kids are good. And then the feedback is, yeah, but we're shit. And I'm like, yeah, but what about Nate Caddy? Is the heart and soul. Yeah, but we're going to turn him shit. So do you see what's happening? I'm throwing it out there and it's just being thrown back in my face. So I guess I'll ask you guys, what content do you want to see on here, on socials? What do you want me to bring you? Because it's not positivity, because you're not all feeling positive. So I kind of get that. Insomnia. Okay. You haven't slept in 5 years. Nice. I don't sleep either. So I guess we're all here being there's no sleeping group. Oh, you're in the US, another abroad. Love that. It's morning. What are you up to? Or is it morning on Friday or Saturday or Sunday? Okay, time has no concept right now. Mr. Urban Bogan, I was born at night and have not recovered. Fair. You just finished night shift. Oh, appreciate that. What do you do? Night shift, like construction? Yeah. I wouldn't be here if you guys weren't, if this chat had died off, or if you guys weren't bringing the energy or the interest, I would have died off as well. So credit to you guys. Appreciate you all. You're jealous of our youngsters? Oh, you're talking about, who are you talking about? Actually, Dims, who do you support? Voodoo is Collingwood. I want to keep seeing your honest passion. Yeah, okay. We'll go with that. I'll try my best. You're right. People are very negative. And look, I'm feeling negative now too, but at some point during the week, sitting in that negativity and that hole and darkness gets really hard to then try and create content and try to I'm at my best creatively when I feel good, and I feel like I can't create good content for you guys when I'm in the dark place. Dark humor, yes, that content has been doing pretty well. I'm a North man and I don't like the Bombers, but also can't hate on struggles because we're going through the same shit. Yeah, well, good take, fair. So we've trauma bonded with Carlton supporters, North supporters. Richmond, they haven't been bad for long enough to trauma bond with us tonight. Carlton and North know where it's at. Yeah, even West Coast, I can't get on board trauma bonding with them. They won a flag 8 years ago. Bitch, please. That's like, it's been 26 years. 26 years. People just need the space and outlet, I think, Fiona. We appreciate what you do and share in a sort of circus. Okay, gotcha. I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, okay. Maybe I got to dig a little deeper. This is a slightly less boozy Finey After Dark. Keep doing this. Maybe wear funny hats to take the edge off the really bad ones. Good suggestion. Wait, does Finey get boozed up? Does he really on the radio program? Oh, hey Chris, Geelong fan. Oh, I mean, I love the Cats. Wish I was born a Cat supporter, but they're my second team. I will never defect, don't worry, ever. And I know you're not supposed to have a second team, but the Cats are my unofficial second team. Pete, you don't really sleep. Okay. Oh, you're watching the replay. It's a Saturday morning. Gotcha. I mean, don't watch the replay. That's not a nice way to start the day. You're watching the races in England? As in you're in England, or you're watching the races happening in England, but you're watching them on TV here? Yeah, neither did I. And we're going to wrap up really soon. We are. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a big part of this, I think. A big, big part of this. Hey, Andy, I want to look for the positives from games and how the team develops and grows. I do too. It's getting harder by the week to see the positives. But, hey, my big ginger had a great game, and that's a huge positive. And if I don't see a lot of fucking love coming his way this week, it's going to hurt. But maybe I'll bring the love. But then I'll just get told he's shit. You see the cycle? And it just wears a little thin, but I'll put my big girl pants on. And I'll step into my queen energy, and I'll just make 2 meter Peter content for this week. It's just good to have other fans on here talking and seeing their point of view of the game, to be honest. So thank you for that. I agree. Oh, yes. You're welcome. Even though people blamed me because I posted training content and then they didn't perform how they trained. But you're welcome and happy to do it. And we'll be back next year. A vampire, hate the sunlight. Yeah, feels. Oh, okay. That makes me feel good. I appreciate that. That's a nice take. Oh, okay. The 93 Essendon versus Geelong. Did we win that? Was that a final? Maybe we do that with Noel, maybe. Noel's got to do the work, though. He's got to go and find the game and then do it. We're all united by an immense dislike for Hawthorn here. Bonding over shared hatred? Hey, it's not a no from me. You go for 3 clubs and all of them are bad right now. Did you say one of them was Hawthorn? Oh, you're Blues. You feel, yeah. You get it. Oh, no, don't. This is the wrong place to get sympathy, Chris, for losing the grand final. I mean, I was devastated for you, but like truly, because I do like Geelong. But if that's the height of your pain, you are living a very grand life, my friend, in the football scheme of things. Always got bucket loads of that. So always will bring you that. What's wrong with Harley? You don't like Harley? I'm a Harley lover. I'm a big, big Harley fan. Your second team are Tassie until they enter the comp. That's fair. You can also have a second team when they come in. Are you in Tassie, or are they just pose no threat right now? So that's why you'll go for them. Being here for your fellow Bombers is the best thing you can do for the club. Yeah. Love it. Appreciate you. I was on. You have a very fantastic Freo Dockers fan doing content as well called Regan. I appeared on the radio show that he works for in Perth on Friday, and he is a wonderful guy and represents the club very well. So I think Freo are going to have a good year as well. All right, should we get out of here? Yeah, let's get out of here. Hey, Heater. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, that's not... We've never had a rebuild before, so fans aren't used to what comes with it, and we haven't won anything recently for fans to pull trust from. Fans aren't used to it yet. It's a good perspective. Hard to trust when there's no evidence, but that, my friends, is what they call faith. And we've had it for 20 years. I understand. I get it. But what else are we going to do? Like put our head under the pillow, stop supporting, not be a member? Well, it's a no for me. So we'll keep showing up. At least I will. And I'll be here. All right, everyone. Now I'm really going. 2:30 a.m. You legends, get a very good night's sleep. If that's where you're off to, or if you're on the other side of the world, have a wonderful day. Enjoy your Sunday. Tomorrow, everyone in Australia, please hit that likes button on the way out. And I will see you Monday night for the rating show. This one, another tough rating show, but thank God I have my partner in crime in Pom to keep me entertained at least. So I will see everybody then. Take care.